It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
Yes, we are. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes. Baby Chet at the switches today. Boys, how we doing?
It's a hump day, baby. Feeling good, one day closer to the weekend. Yeah, I got nothing to complain about. Feeling good. Hopefully our listeners are having a nice start to their hump day. And as always, we appreciate you joining us. How you feeling today, man, guy? You feeling good over there?
Yeah, a little better. I told you the last couple of days I've been, kind of prescribing my own doctor regimen for things, meds and things.
You're whipping up some of that scissor?
I figure, you know how much I enjoy a good sleep. I haven't had a great sleep the last few days.
Yeah.
So I like to adjust my own meds, Matty.
Okay.
Most people tell me to double my dosage, but I decided to go the other way. So I'm kind of now running a little bit unfettered today. I told you yesterday that. And then what did you ask me before the show?
Have you ran this by your doctor that you're kind of going down your own path when it comes to the medicine and the doses that you're taking?
I put in a call.
Okay.
Put in a call, but I wasn't going to wait any longer. It's
Jamarcus Russell's his mixologist.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
What else is not bad, and we'll get into some stuff today, because we had to kind of move some things around, and I kind of like floating Schefter a little bit today. We usually have him at 12:30 on Wednesday. I like floating him because then we get an opportunity to have more things that could happen.
No doubt about it.
We're going to buy another hour and a half today, another 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And we just said, you know what? Have a coffee, go to Starbucks, get in a fight with somebody in the industry, and then we will have you on in the deep dive.
Okay,
and we
so
might go so
today.
deep at 2:03, I might even not get to the depths that we want to, the fathoms that we need to get to.
I'm sure Schefter's got a lot on his plate. I'm assuming that he is down in Florida at these owners' meetings where everybody and their mom is.
Palm Beach.
I don't know if you saw the video of Jay Glazer where he tweeted out a bunch of the coaches and some of the GMs around the sport.
I saw some Glazers down there. I don't know if it was Jay.
Jay Glazer put out this amazing video. And it was Mike Tomlin and Andy Reid and Nick Sirianni. And they're just all Kyle Shanahan. Everybody just kicking it and having some cocktails and just vibing out. So Shefty, I don't know if he was a part of that, but I'm sure he's down there trying to get the biggest stories and report on all this crazy stuff coming out with rules and just the NFL. It never sleeps. So yeah, we'll have Schefter on that too. Looking forward to chopping it up with him.
Yeah, so there's your little menu adjustment. We're going to keep our guy Bobby Carpenter right in his comfortable little spot at 1:30. And then we will have Schefter at 2, and then Hockey and Hounds to follow at 2:30. With our boy Damon Severson. Hockey and Hounds brought to you by Telhio. All right. That's the way you play. That's the way you treat a team that is struggling and when you need points. You can't let a 62-point team come into your house and push you around. And that's what happened last night. They jumped them early. They jumped them often. Some of the goals were point-blank range. I think Marchie scored most of his inside the circles, and it was I don't love the fact that game got to 4-3, but I will tell you that, and I keep saying this, over the lifetime of being a Jacket follower and fan, when they've had big leads and they've imploded, they go all in on the implosion. The wrecking ball just takes everything. Mm-hmm. There's not a floor that's left or an office. The whole thing is just rubble.
Yeah, it's just like when the Joker left that hospital when he was walking in walking away from that scene, and just the hospital is blowing up behind him. That's what you just described right there.
He's a mean guy.
He wasn't great, but Heath Ledger absolutely killed
kind of a jerk move, if you ask me.
Pour one out for Heath Ledger, by the way. It's tough.
And Val Kilmer.
Yeah,
and Val
Kilmer.
You were
all over that this morning.
I don't know if I was all over it. I got a text from a buddy of mine out in Cali. I woke up to it and just said, the Iceman, R.I.P. Not you.
I was about to say.
And,
you know something about the rest of my day that I don't know?
No, I don't. My goodness. And it is very sad because for most people that grew up with his movies, real quickly, is that he played such in the 80s as a rival to Tom Cruise in Top Gun. I don't know if there's anybody more perfect that could have played. I just think he was so perfect for that. And, it is very sad because not that he was in a ton of movies that I think you would know or that you would say that, wow, I got to, that iconic stuff. But I thought that was an iconic role for him in Top Gun, and certainly how successful the movie was. But he just played one of those guys in the 80s that was so good. And it is very sad. Obviously, he was too young to go at 65. But the fact that he was Ice in Top Gun was, for me, the role, and the role he'll always be known for, even though you could make a case that in Tombstone that he did even a better job in that movie as who did he play in that movie now? I'm thinking Doc Holliday. And so it's not one of those that I think it would resonate with you. He just was so big at that time. But Val Kilmer was a legend, and at least in my eyes. And so we pour one out for him as well, as you say.
Absolutely.
We come back to the Jackets, and I'll tell you this. The fact that I was gutted by the fact that Montreal tied their game with 9 seconds to go and then won in overtime. Yeah. But this is also about getting help, but it's also mostly about taking care of your own business. Jackets still have one more game to play than Montreal does right now, and they're 2 points back in the wild card. They are right there. This is there for the taking. They can go out and do this. They certainly played last night the way they should be playing. They got in the forecheck early. The fact you get a Marchie Hattie, the fact that you score, 8 goals last night, and this is what we kind of needed for the floodgates to open again, especially with Colorado coming in on Thursday, and they go back on the road. By no means is this a lock, but this ride has been really fun, and I love the way they played last night. I love the way they passed the puck. I love the way they took turnovers and made the other team pay.
Made them pay.
They made them pay every time, even though they wound up giving up 4 goals themselves.
Yeah.
But I love the way they moved the puck. I love the way they took advantage of tired skaters for Nashville, and they hit them over the head early.
They really did, and it was great to have the Jackets finally set the tone in the game. It had been a while since they were on the board first. I think we were looking at 9 to 10-ish games, somewhere in that window, to where the Jackets were playing from behind. So to do that was great, and then the rest of the way, outside of the goals that we gave up, as you mentioned, everything else for the most part just looked good, and they've shown us this all year, that they have a pretty high ceiling when it comes to the offensive end of the ice. That goal that made it 2-0 from Fantilli, you mentioned the passing, that was one of my favorites of the night right there.
Just, the KJ?
Yeah, just so many guys just touching the puck before it gets to him, and he fires it away, and Fantilli just having a rock-solid year and paying off on a lot of the hype, right? When he was drafted, he was supposed to be a dude for the Jackets, and he's turning into that right in front of our eyes. But, Marchenko is just the year that this guy is having. When you think about him coming from the KHL, only playing now in the NHL for 3 years and year in and year out over these 3 years, ramping up his play and ramping up his productivity is just awesome to see. 21 goals in year 1, 23 in year 2, and 31 so far this season. And, that's a very high standard that he's setting, because he's the first player I saw to reach 30 goals for our Jackets since Cam did it in the 18-19 season when he had 41. So he's been on fire, had that cold streak for a little bit of time where he had, the 5-game goalless streak prior to that Islanders game. But since then, he's got goals in 4 straight and 6 over his last 4. So it's awesome to see a guy come in this year, because you just didn't know who was going to be that dude, right? Zach's having an incredible year as a defenseman, doing it on both ends, but you need that guy, obviously, that can apply pressure to opposing defenses, and Marchenko has absolutely been that. So just an incredible ride that he's taken us on this year. Had that broken jaw. Now it seems like he's really caught his rhythm, knocked off some of that rust, and it's happening at the most important time.
Keep the shield, man. Keep the shield. You just got a Hattie. Don't lose that thing. I know he wants more vision and all that, but he was seeing it pretty well, although it was pretty much point blank. The other thing last night, which was very good to see, is that they were cashing in on the power play a little bit. Not a ton. It was 2 for 5. but they were getting on the power play, and they didn't give up any power play. So they had 4 kills last night, which was great, and they won a big game. So no one's going to argue now. It's all about results. You're not going to nitpick anything. It's, anytime you can put the biscuit in the basket as many times as they did last night. The crowd was intense. Can't wait to ask Damon about that atmosphere last night. And the other big part was when that game got tight, they didn't panic. They snapped back right away. And they took advantage. They just did. They finished last night. How many times have we said they just had a great game, just couldn't finish? When you get 37 shots, you don't want to walk away with 2 goals. Like they walked away with 8. So that was it for last night. And then they get Colorado. Pretty dangerous team coming in here on Thursday. But once again, it's really, I was paying attention to the help that maybe they needed with Montreal. Didn't get it, which was so weird. It was right there. It was an extra skater goal for Montreal. 8.9 seconds left. Then they go on to win it in overtime and get the second point. But most importantly, the Jackets are going to make this run at them, and they will not be an easy out, I don't believe. This was always one of those teams that wants to see this through. They want to get in. They don't want to be just the fun little story that got to the end and didn't make it. But you keep reminding people, they're playing good teams that need it as much as they do, teams that want it as much. These are the professionals, so this is not going to be easy. But that was, like you said, protecting home ice and the confidence they needed coming off that losing streak. So now they've won 3 of 4, and they won a couple in a shootout. Now they pour in 8, so look out everybody else. They should be dripping with confidence now.
22-9-5 at Nationwide Arena this year. That's what it's all about, is protecting your own turf and doing that time and time again. And teams know you come into that barn, you're going to have to earn everything because the Jackets aren't giving you anything. So credit to those guys for doing that for the majority of this year, because that puts you in position to get into the postseason and hopefully make some noise after that. You got to protect your house, and Dean Evenson and the gang have absolutely done that at a pretty high clip this year.
Here's Coach Dino quickly on the massive win.
We needed a win like that. I mean, we need all the wins, but yeah, it was a little bit more relaxed at the end than it has been in a bit.
Yeah, but he's still a coach.
We scored tonight early, but we didn't particularly play the right way, and it's funny how that goes, right? Like, we had the results tonight, but the start wasn't good. We were cheating it. We were giving up odd man rushes. We were very fortunate early to not be behind.
You were aggressive, though, and I liked it. When you jump a struggling team, if you gamble a little bit early, then so be it. But I'm glad they didn't play tentative. So here they are at 34-30-9, 2 points back of the final playoff spot. We will come back very shortly and get into the Bengals for a moment, because the Bengals brass has a message for Trey Hendrickson. We'll tell you what it is next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Ever notice the yards with beautiful flowers but something missing? Yep, they didn't mulch, and it doesn't look finished. Put the finishing touches on your most beautiful garden ever at Oakland Nursery. Oakland has 2 cubic foot bags of Forever Black hardwood mulch, regularly $4.79 a bag, now just 4 bags for $10. Through April 13th, 2 cubic foot bags of quality Forever Black hardwood mulch, regularly $4.79 a bag, now just 4 bags for $10. No deliveries, limit 52 bags per visit. Hurry, this amazing sale ends after April 13th.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Bands are us when dreams don't get in. Bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bands are us when dreams don't get in. Bands are us.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese.
Lunch is ready.
He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Is it a game? A practice? Who cares? Join us for live coverage of the Ohio State Football Spring Showcase.
Coverage starts Saturday the 12th at 10. Sponsored by Crown Automotive Group in Dublin.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. Of course, I sit and do the show 3 hours a day. But after that, I'm looking to get things done and enjoy the spring weather. So I want to be on my feet a lot, playing golf, working out, just moving around. I was introduced to the Good Feet store because my feet were aching way too often. And what I found there is a 3-step custom arch support system that has me feeling awesome. My personally fit arch supports have helped realign my feet, reposition my body into a more ideal position, and not only that, strengthen my feet to help support me. It's made all the difference in how I feel every day. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And when you wear them as a system, their arch supports are more effective at long-term pain reduction and elimination. So go in, take the free test walk. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Their products are proudly made in the USA. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or at goodfeet.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Other than an isolated shower around midday, we should stay dry through much of the afternoon as temperatures climb into the mid and upper 70s. Will be windy and warm. Winds will be out of the south and southwest between 15 and 20 miles per hour. We gear up for strong to severe storms later tonight and through the overnight period. Those will arrive well after sunset, so make sure you have a way to get warnings overnight. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Erica Calora.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Miss a minute of Rothman and Ice? Check out the podcast.
Type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcasts. Download and subscribe.
Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, tough to relate to, right? The dude, whether he wants to get paid, I don't know, 25 or 27 or $30 million a season. I get it. But it's all relative. It'd be like anybody else asking for, if you went on a job interview and they said, hey, do you want to get paid $34,000 a year, $37,000 a year, or $40,000 a year? You're like, 40 sounds better. Why not? But it's all relative. I understand that we're dealing with millions and thousands. It's not the same thing. But what is the same thing is that your lifestyle would not change. Your lifestyle would not change on whether you got paid $35,000 a year or $40,000 a year. Most likely. You know, hopefully you'd still get the high-end dog treats and all that stuff, and you could skimp somewhere else.
Forget the human snacks. Just take care of the dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you get 1 pack a week instead of 1 pack a day instead of like 2. It's with Trey Hendrickson. I keep saying that he's a really big talent and he deserves a reward and he's going to get one. It's whether he wants to play this all the way to the end for whatever reason. There's an old line in Moneyball. It's not what the money can do. It's what the money represents. And it represents that you're one of the best, if not the best, at your skill, at your job. And so I think that's what Trey Hendrickson is probably thinking at age 31.
Yeah, that's absolutely what he's thinking. He's thinking, like the New York rapper Fat Joe always tells us, yesterday's price is not today's price. And the market has moved, right, around the league this offseason alone. Myles Garrett, Max Crosby. Myles gets $40 a year. I forget off the top of my head what Max got, but it was good money, right, because those guys are in that same class as Trey. And so Trey is looking around at the landscape of the sport and saying, okay, well, it's time to get mine. It's time to get mine. He's got a base salary this season of $16 million. He's underpaid. He's underpaid for what his production has been over the last 2 years, where you're talking 17 and a half sacks and north of 30 sacks combined over the last 2 seasons. He's an absolute dude. And he's also sat back this offseason and not only looked at the landscape of the pass rushing market, but also looked at his own franchise, hand out some big old bags to guys on offense that we know are great players in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But he's like, okay, well, if that's the road that we're going down, why stop now? Because if we're all in on winning a Super Bowl, and that's been their thought process throughout the last few years, and they are one of the few teams that I think truly believes that based off of what they've done in the past and the guys that they have, why not bring me back and keep me in the inner circle, and let's continue to go down that road? So down in Florida, we've had the owners' meetings all week, and Katie Blackburn, who is the executive vice president of the Cincinnati Bengals, is now on record with this quote. He should be happy at certain rates that maybe he doesn't think he'd be happy at. Some of it is on him to be happy at some point, and if he's not, that's what holds it up sometimes. It takes him to say yes to something. We all have the respect in the world for him. He's been a great player. We're happy to have him. And so maybe he'll find a way to get something to work. We're just going to see where it goes. I know some people have read that quote today, AR, and thought it was a little spicy coming from the EVP of the Cincinnati Bengals. How did that land for you?
It landed pretty well. And I'm not siding with them. I'm just telling you that sounded very honest to me. That sounded like she was tipping her hand, and that not saying that he's asking for something he doesn't deserve necessarily, but that it's out of their mind of where they want him to be. Mm-hmm. And so what she's saying is, hey, sometimes you just have to understand that walking through those doors, do you feel respected? Do you feel rewarded? Or are you trying to get to a psychological number for the appearance sake of it? Because what I said before probably rings true. Whether you're making $28 million or $30 million, it's not changing anything.
It's an extra Lambo or two.
Well, it's more than that. Yeah. But it's not changing. It's changing the psychology of it. It's where you rank. It's what you achieved for that team. I don't think he feels disrespected getting paid, if I'm guessing, somewhere in the mid to high 20s at his age, and whether he can repeat what he did. But if he wants to get into the Bosa, Josh Allen's, Burns, like if he wants to get into the mid-30s as a 31-year-old, that's how I read it. I read it as it's up to him. That we're not disrespecting him. It's up to him to eventually say, yes, that'll make me happy. And maybe his happiness is not about necessarily the money per penny. It's where he ranks and what he achieved. That might be part of the happiness. The happiness is the mentality. Put yourself in those shoes. Let's say you know what you're worth or what you feel you're worth. Then you see what your peers are making. So now you're going for what market value is. Mm-hmm. And then you have to compare yourself to those other guys. Is he as talented as Nick Bosa? I don't know. He seems as productive on a team that needs production.
And that's probably all that matters. That's probably all that matters.
It's all that matters to him. What matters to them is all sacks aren't created equal. Yes, you got them, but let's go back and look at every single sack and see whether you won or not, or whether it was kind of went your way. And I'm not.
Well, I think you could do that for every pass rusher.
Probably.
Too. You could do that for every pass rusher. He's one of those guys right now that's just caught in that tough window of time because of what you're talking about, his age. And I think reading Katie Blackburn's quote there, the vibe that I get is on their side of things, that being the front office, they feel like they've made a competitive offer. They feel like they've made a respectable offer to him, and on his side of things, he's looking at that number and saying, that ain't enough.
He's probably saying, I don't need to be Nick, but I need to be above Brian Burns.
That ain't enough. And he might be looking at Danielle Hunter's deal for Houston, who is a 31-year-old that's getting paid $35 million a year. And the front office,
he's getting 35 now?
Yeah, Danielle Hunter from Houston.
So he went from 25 to 35?
He got I think he got a new bag this offseason or last year. And so sometimes front offices, you get caught in a spot when you're running the show is, are we paying for past year's production or are we paying for what we think is coming?
Right.
And I think in this case, they don't feel like the bet on Trey Hendrickson moving forward, and I could be wrong, is worth it to go down that path of $35+ million a year in his age 32, 33, 34 seasons. And so that's why I think both sides have really good arguments here. Trey is probably just banging the table at, look at what I've done, look at what I've done, and what else you don't have in that room right now, and saying, okay, like if I'm not going to be your guy, then either trade me or let's figure out something else. They may dig in on this the same way they dug in with Jesse Bates, who is a tremendous safety. They let him play out the last year of his contract. He moved on to Atlanta, got to deal with them, and still playing high-level football. But it's not only about the right now for the Bengals when it comes to the financials. Because of what they've done with their wide receivers, they got to pinch pennies now in other spots. And unfortunately for Trey, some of those pennies aren't going to be going to his bank account because they've gone elsewhere.
He was third in line. Yeah. He wasn't second. I had him second. I would have been good with that because I wanted to balance the team a little more. That was my goal for the Bengals. Balance your team. Don't weaken a weakness instead of strengthening a strength. But that's what they did. And so now it's not over yet. Like she's saying, if he can be happy, but maybe he is asking for $32 million and they're willing to pay him $28.
And maybe also, Air, because I think you're right to bring that up, maybe it's $32 million.
Well, that's I looked up the Hunter deal.
Well,
you're right. They added $35.6 to the back end, but they bumped his salary $12 million to $32.
If it's $32 a year that he's looking for, maybe what's giving them pause as well is not only does Trey want 32 plus a year, but it's 32 over 4 years. Maybe they want to do a short-term deal with him. And he's saying, no, I don't want to do that. Like maybe that's the case where they're willing to do, Trey, let's do 2 for whatever, 32 a year, 35 a year. And he's saying, no, this is my last crack at getting a big time deal when it comes to years. I'm not backing off that.
No, because his idea is to take himself into his mid-30s.
Yes.
Because at 32, risking injury for 2 years, then what is he getting paid? He'd rather get it now. Yeah. And he'd rather get it now because now is the best time to negotiate based on what he just did and where they are defensively. And the other good news for him is they still want to win. They're not obviously not in rebuild mode. They're in go for it mode, but they're just leaning into the other side of the football right now. So,
yeah.
But it does sound like they want to keep him and they don't want to disrespect him completely. And so that's why she threw out that phrase. Sometimes it's up to the guy to say, yeah, that'll make me happy. We just gave you a massive raise. Mm-hmm. You're a great player. We love you, but there are levels to this.
Still seems like they're far apart, which is unfortunate.
Well, I wonder how far, though. Like I said,
be a fly on the wall.
All right, we come back. And we'll shift back into college football. And there's one analyst who's calling out his own industry. We'll tell you about that next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do, Do it for less at Harbor Freight.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, Maddie, first a giveaway. Tell them what we're going to do today.
You know, it's been a little chilly out there the last couple of days. It's supposed to warm up, but that shouldn't shy you away from Skyline, because Skyline nachos are back. Crispy tortilla chips, queso blanco topped with Skyline chili and shredded cheddar cheese, and more heat with Skyline's extreme habanero cheese. Skyline nachos and new spicy nachos at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. I read that because we're giving away a $50 gift card to Skyline Chili today. So stick with us if you're trying to get your hands and those paws on some Skyline nachos.
Yeah. All right. So stay tuned for that. Usually it's something that's not Googleable. So we like to pay off for people that
are locked in,
engaged. Absolutely. All right. So when I heard this, I had to remind myself of something. I usually ask myself this question a lot. Like, what's the motivation? You know, and this happens when someone comes out with something emphatic. You know, what's the motivation? Is it straight analyst? Is there some personal stuff to it? I'm not really sure, but I'll let you hear it, and then I'll tell you kind of where I'm going with that.
Okay.
And so this was Joel Klatt, one of the lead college football analyst for Fox, correct?
Yeah, he's always on the call with Gus doing the A games. He's here in Columbus a lot. He and Gus do a ton of Ohio State and Michigan games, so I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar with his work.
All right, let's hear it.
I think what people fail to realize is that he was doing at the college level what he's going to be asked to do at the NFL level, not only schematically, but also think about this, Colin. How many times do we evaluate quarterbacks that are playing with far superior teammates than their opposition? All the time. That's all we do is evaluate. It's part of the reason why it's so difficult to evaluate college quarterbacks is because, generally speaking, they're playing on really good teams and their teammates are far better than the opposition. That's not necessarily the case with Shedeur. He's playing behind a really bad offensive line, and he took a team that was going from one win and then ultimately wound up in the top 25 and won 9 games. Why? Because of him. So he had to raise the level of everybody around him. He did it without a running game. He did it without an offensive line. He's hyper accurate when he's on time in the pocket. He can create kind of from a magical standpoint and keep the play alive, similar to Fran Tarkington. I hear this narrative, and unfortunately, this is where we're at today in kind of the coverage of the NFL draft, is that the draft media or certain individuals within the league who are never going to draft this player to begin with start perpetuating these myths and these untruths about players stemming out of the combine. Like, we didn't like this guy. This guy is falling. And to be honest with you, I think that this type of storyline is lazy, and it's rinse and repeat every year. You take the guy that is the most controversial in the draft, and then we end up having to talk about this exact subject because of lazy journalism and a big mouth scout.
Well, first of all, I respect Joel a lot. I think he's very good at what he does, but I think he needs to be reminded he's living in the year 2025 and that these mocks and the guessing and the talking is everywhere. And it's out there, and there's nowhere to hide from it. The other thing I would say to him is this. A lot of this isn't journalism. It's opinion-based stuff. And you're making your opinion about a non-scientific subject. So there are no facts, really. Now, there are smarter people than me and you that watch this game. The only thing I would say is this. He was a big-time dude at Colorado, Klatt. It makes sense for him to go to bat. And I'm not saying that it's the only reason. But if he was considered one of the most productive players to ever play quarterback at Colorado, and he hears some bad things about a guy who's currently the Colorado quarterback, I would think there'd be some emotion in that. I'm not accusing him of being 100% biased.
Yeah.
I do think he believes what he's saying. But you can't tell me that he'd be going to bat for anybody like that. I don't believe it. I think that he likes the kid. He knows the kid, plays for his alma mater. What he said was probably factual with the bad offensive line and how he had to carry the team. But it doesn't make any... That doesn't, to me, change the fact there are probably some scouts out there who, A, maybe want him so they'll disparage him. He's probably preaching to the choir. I don't think this is going to change. But there are some completions he had in college that would be picked in the pros, and he knows it. And so that's all I would be saying. It doesn't mean that Shedeur can't be great. He is a little undersized. He did have to carry a team, and certainly he has the pedigree to follow him. But I wonder if, Maddie, if he's asking for something that's never going to be there again.
I mean, listen, only he knows whether that whole take was rooted in complete Colorado, Buffalo, bias there. I don't think it's everything there. We see people all the time take up for the teams they like, the alma mater they went to. It happens. It's just natural human reaction, I think, for a lot of people. I agree with a lot of what he said, because not just with Shedeur, we do this all the time. There's always one guy or a couple guys where we get, a month or two out from the draft, and there's just these conversations that pop up about, their character or whatever. Are they smart enough with these tests that they got to take? It happened to C.J. Stroud. It happened to C.J. right before the draft, and it was all just a bunch of BS. And for Shedeur, he's the guy. He's an easy target because of who he is, who his dad is. I just like more times than not when we keep it the ball. And I think the majority of people do that. I truly believe that they do that. And so what he said about who he is as a player, I think, is spot on. I do think that there are games played within the media, as you mentioned, this time of year, whether it's from scouts or certain media members trying to drive an agenda. It's just the game. It's just all part of the game. I don't know who he's referring to when he talks about lazy journalism. He's not going to call anybody out. We know nobody really does that for the most part in the world that we live in. But there is a bit of a vibe right now with Shedeur that there's something about him, whether it's factual or not, from teams or scouts or whoever, that they believe that some type of slide is coming. I'm not buying it. I'm really not buying it. I don't think he's going to be waiting too long at this year's draft to hear his name called. I still happen to believe it can be within the top 3 picks. I truly believe that. So at the end of the day, all of this will probably be nonsense. Anyway, I don't think Shedeur and his camp really care. I really don't think they care too much about the noise that's out there. It would be nice if people would put their name on some of this stuff, but that's not realistic.
What is the stuff, though? I've not heard it.
I don't really know what it is either, AR. I really don't. It's just this thing that's out there that he may fall for whatever reason. My hope is that it's, hey, people don't believe in him as much as a quarterback maybe, and not it being stuff that's off the field, because he hasn't had that. That's what I think is unfortunate, too, is that there's some of that out there, but nobody's really pointing to anything as far as character stuff goes. So that stuff, I think, is a whole bunch of BS and needs to be pushed away to the side, because that's not fair to Shedeur, because he's really not stepped into anything off the field that should make you doubt who he is.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's why I said in the beginning, this is just the world we live in. Everybody's got an opinion. A lot of people have a platform for it, whether it's written or said, and you just have to kind of parcel it out. Is it unfair to a lot of the guys, maybe including him? Sure. I don't know if he's getting the Dion arrogance treatment because that's his dad. I don't know whether people think he's been overhyped, and that's why he'll be a slider. If his name was, Shedeur Stevens and not Sanders, and he didn't have a famous dad, would he still get picked third? Would he get slide? I don't know. That's the issue with him. He's a son of a famous athlete,
and he's also good.
And he's also
on his own right.
But can he be good and overhyped at the same time?
Who knows?
Right.
Who knows? Yeah, we got to wait and see, and the future will reveal itself in that way. And he's got to put in the work and go out to whatever franchise and become a guy. That's the only thing he can do.
Yeah. In this desperate quarterback
era.
Yeah. I'm leaning more towards you that someone would reach for him rather than let him slide. I heard Mel Kiper on Sportsmanlike this morning talking about we've had sliders. We've had the Dan Marinos. We've had the Aaron Rodgers. We've had guys that have been very good. We've had Brett Favre.
Lamar.
We've had guys that have slid.
Yes.
Or guys that maybe weren't as hyped, that just got picked late, that then achieved big things. But
it's all an inexact science.
That was my original point, is I'm not really sure who he's angry with, or what he, maybe better said, what he's angry with. Yeah. I'd rather hear the specifics, not even who said it, but I'd love to hear exactly, so what has been said that has bothered you the most? Then we could kind of get to something, maybe, if it's true or untrue. But we're just in the opinion society, especially with mock drafts. Like, they're everywhere. And so,
no doubt.
But I'm glad he took up for a guy he believes in, whether it's because he likes him or whether he respects him or both. And it was a pretty strong soundbite. All right, we'll come back to the Buckeyes here in moments, and we'll get back to this team specifically and one guy who said he's back to the bottom rung, but not for long. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, three-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, two-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to LifeSearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit LifeSearch.com today.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around your house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh. Especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. There's no limit to how much you could save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. How do they do it? Well, Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free and pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. One more time, that's Buy 4, Get 4 free from Window Nation, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale with same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from. all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Always as tender as a well-done steak. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right. Did you guys see that? I mentioned this in Party on Monday that the Blues had won 9 in a row. Now they've won 10 in a row. And I don't know if you guys saw this, Matty, if you did or not, but I guess that Jordan Binnington, the goalie for the Blues, has credited Little Jobu for the winning streak. They have a Little Jobu in their locker room, and he's got his own nameplate. I do it myself. I mean,
I didn't see this, AR.
15-2-2 since the Four Nations. And Little Jobu, who has his own locker with the St. Louis Blues, is giving them the major league boost that they're claiming right now.
That's amazing. Isn't it crazy?
Nobody knows how to wake up those sticks like Jobu.
Darn right. The lengths athletes go to when it comes to, their superstitions and maintaining things.
Amazing.
And just doing the same thing. Like, wouldn't be surprised if some of those guys throughout the street, you're wearing the same thing, eating the same thing. Like, we've all been there. We've all been there, but I did not catch that. But yeah, that's funny stuff right there. That's good stuff.
Wade Boggs, didn't he have a great day one time and just ate the same meal the rest of his career?
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. I rarely have a great show, so I really don't have to eat the same thing. If anything, I should probably change it up more than I do.
Oh, man.
All right, so Little Jobu. Not that the Jackets need a Little Jobu. You can't steal that. But it's weird because it'd be Ohio, Major League, like it would work. But I guess nobody felt that they needed to go to those lengths because the Jackets are winning. If you may need a Little Jobu in your life. If not, go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment. You know why? Because you don't need a Little Jobu bobblehead. You can go to Low T Center, and you'll talk with their experts after you get your levels checked. And then all of a sudden, maybe it's the answer you've been looking for. So if you've been feeling tired, lacking motivation and drive, looking for a winning streak of your own, Go to lowtcenter.com now and just book your appointment. Get your levels checked. It's springtime. This is the time to do it. Start feeling good. You want to be outside. You want to be active. And if you're not, you just want to hibernate, that's no good. So find out. Get your levels checked. It's not a typical doctor's office. You're going to get the results right there. Their experts will handle it. They have more than a decade of experience helping patients. Very important. They'll personalize the treatment plan for you. You're an individual there, not a number. And if you're a current patient, you know what I'm talking about. Low T Center is going to offer you a $150 referral credit for every new patient that you refer to Low T Center. So do it now. lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. All right, so we'll get into Ohio State. And there's a name that you've heard now in the spring, and you may not be familiar. But you probably will be. And his name is Devin Sanchez, and he's a 5-star prospect from Houston. And he was one of the top players in 2025. And I'm not even talking about as a corner. I'm talking about as just a player. Like, nobody really cared what his position was, and they still thought he was a top 5 guy. He was the number 1 corner, if you could go by 24/7 Sports, and Ohio State has him. And he's a very humble, hardworking guy. And he got an invite to play in the Navy All-American Bowl and all that. And he's had accolades at the high school level because he was on the Max Preps High School Football All-America team. And here he is now, an Ohio State Buckeye wearing scarlet and gray as a freshman. He's kind of been tabbed as the one to click here and follow in the Jeremiah Smith plan, but on the other side of the football, ironically with the number. But here he talks first, Maddie, about his reclassification.
It's been a mental thing, having to get myself ready to go against guys that are, 20, 21 years old. Being 18, that they don't care about that up here. So, it's developing yourself to have a great mindset early. Having that grown man mindset at 18 years old is real important because up here they don't really care about feelings. So it's about, just coming up here, being a man that you think you are and, having to go out there and, prove it.
Not only do they not care about it, they want to keep you down. I'm talking about the teammates. You're not stealing my job. Not at Ohio State. That's what it's. So it's not only they don't care. It's that if you're good enough to get on the field, they'll get you on the field. That's the beauty of it. The other part of it is there are other guys that are as good or better that have been around longer that are like, no way.
Yeah.
So that's the other hurdle.
No doubt. And it seems like his talent is going to put him in position to get out there and be possibly in the rotation this year. The good thing for him is, the learning process that's probably going to be tough, a few days out the week and in the coming weeks where you're just going up against a guy like Jeremiah Smith and you're going up against a guy like Carnell Tate and Brandon Ennis and these experienced guys and Jeremiah being the best wide receiver in the country right now. You're going to take some on the chin, but you're going to be better for it coming out on the other side when we get to week number 1 and in the following weeks after that, because what he brings to the table as far as his skill set as a freshman, I think can help out this team this year. You got Igbinosun, you got Jermaine Matthews, and looking forward to seeing what Lorenzo Styles Jr. can do. He's been here for a couple years now. Hopefully he can find himself in the rotation as a veteran guy too. But because of the position that he plays, he's going to have his chances. You want to have 3-4 guys throughout a game that can go out there and potentially shut people down. And so the hype is real for him right now. I don't want to put myself in position to think that what we saw from Jeremiah is to be expected from any big-time recruit, because Jeremiah that's historical stuff, what we saw from him. There aren't many guys that come through this city and over there at that building that are legitimately true freshmen that have that type of impact. We just don't really ever see that. So for Devin, I think it's just about putting in the work. And if I'm him, hey, line me up as many times as possible across from Jeremiah Smith week in and week out so I can get better, so I can knock off this rust and learn what it takes to go up against some of the best. And that's the beauty of coming to a program like Ohio State. No matter how good you were in high school, you're going to come into this place and get humbled every once in a while because there's so many of those guys that are cut from that same cloth as you that were the guy at their said high school or in that same city or in that state, in whatever state they played football in. For Devin, that's going to be the beauty of this process for him, is having his own talent, but also figuring out how to go up against guys that are more experienced than him, stronger than him, and all the stuff that he mentioned when it comes to their ages.
Well, the good stuff is he recognizes that. And so that's the cool part for him. And there have been guys that have contributed every game their freshman year before taking on a prominent role in year 2.
No doubt.
And I think that's kind of what he's looking for, is to take that rung on the ladder. I mean, now it's kind of like, if you're good enough, you're playing. The whole redshirt thing has been it's a little more of a variable now than I think it was back in the 90s when, we got to protect the year and all that. Here he is on kind of understanding who he is and where he has to start from.
Going from high school where, I've been the man there for 3 years. So, coming up here where you start at the bottom again. So, I told my parents this all the time, I think my history is repeating itself because when I went into high school, the high school I went to, we were a powerhouse. So I was at the bottom there and I had to work my way up. And I feel like that's just repeating itself here. I'm at the bottom here. I put myself at the bottom, so I have to work my way up to the top. And so, just going against these guys, they're competing every day. You're not going to get a day off where, receivers just coming out here just BSing. So, you got to be on your P's and Q's all the time.
I'm glad you mentioned kind of on the Jeremiah Smith part of it, because what this can remind me of on the defensive side of the ball is when Marvin Harrison came in, and as a freshman, it was pretty clear to a lot of people that he had the potential to kind of overshadow some of his upperclassmen, some of his teammates, and whether it was now those guys that he was competing with were all world a little bit themselves too, but he was neck and neck with Olave and Garrett and JSN, and so that's the interesting part on the defensive side of the ball. I'm happy to hear. I understand what you're saying. He's going to get in that rotation if he's good enough. Mm-hmm. He's got the spot. Yep. He's got the ability that can kick a guy inside and be great. But he's the name. He's kind of the it guy right now. We'll see how he handles it. So far, from the sounds of it, he's handling it pretty damn well. All right, we're going to come back after a Sports Center update. And speaking of mocks, we have one from a guy who's pretty connected at the college level. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here in the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Take action with Logan Services. Get up to $900 off a Train furnace and up to $1,500 off a Train air conditioner. Plus free duct cleaning on qualifying systems. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings. Plus over $600 in digital coupons each week. And up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, 80% lean Kroger brand ground beef is on sale. 3-pound packages are $3.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Spring into a new vehicle at Crown Automotive Group of Dublin. Luxury, power, and adventure, all waiting for you. Explore our vast selection of exquisite Mercedes-Benz, the all-new rugged Ineos Grenadier, and the powerful lineup of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram vehicles. Crown Automotive Group in Dublin is the only dealership in Columbus awarded a J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. Visit Crown Automotive Group of Dublin on Perimeter Drive in Dublin or online at crowncarsdublin.com. Crown Automotive Group, the better way to buy.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
At Twin Peaks, one of the things we know best is beer. Celebrate National Beer Day on April 7th with one of our signature taps, local crafts, ales, lagers, and seasonals. We have them all ready at a teeth-chattering 29 degrees, served in 22-ounce mugs. Cheers!
Feeling unsure about preparing your roof for spring storms? Newman Roofing is here for you. For over 30 years, we've helped homeowners understand their roof's conditions so they can make the best decision for their home. Stop worrying and call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit NewmanRoofing.com today. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman Roof.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
It's your college hoops superfan, Timmy Hall here, and normally I would be super sad because the season is winding down, but I'm not. The finals are here, and that means you get one last time to bet on college basketball this season, and it could be the best part. So get in on all the action, expected and unexpected, with DraftKings Sportsbook. You got live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays. DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. The place. Ready to make that bet? Check out matchups. Pick a team to win. It's really that simple. If it's your first time, here's something special. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971. New customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
Hey there, I'm Jack.
And I'm Stag.
We're just two deer that want to make sure you know it's deer season at your authorized John Deere dealer. The deer season that saves bucks. You know, like us.
Yeah, you can get $3,000 off select John Deere machines. No early wake-up calls or tree stands required.
Just a trip to your authorized dealer before June 2nd.
If you ask us, it's the only deer season worth celebrating.
Visit johndeere.com/deer season to find an authorized dealer and for complete finance details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We've got day baseball today in the Queen City as the Cincinnati Reds and Texas Rangers play the rubber match of their 3-game set. That game just got underway a short bit ago. They are scoreless as they head to the bottom of the second. As for the Guardians, they'll be on the diamond later on this afternoon as they continue their season-opening 9-game road trip. Cleveland looks to avoid the 3-game sweep against the Padres in San Diego. First pitch in that game is at 4:10. Ben Lively's on the bump for the Guards. NBA tonight, the Cavaliers are at home as they host the New York Knicks. Tip-off is at 7. With just 7 games left in the regular season, Cleveland is 3 games back of OKC for the top record in the association, but they do have a healthy 4-game lead over Boston in the East. And following last night's 8-4 win over Nashville, the Jackets are 2 points out of the final wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference playoff standings. They'll be back at it tomorrow night when they host the Avalanche. Face-off at Nationwide Arena is at 7 o'clock. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Anthony once ran the table on the World 9-Ball champion. Coincidentally, Maddie is out looking for a magic 8-ball. Signs point to this is Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Maddie Ice Hayes, and Baby Chet. Baby Chet, we'll get to your giveaway here shortly. I know you want to get that off your plate, so to speak. Don't you?
Hey, once I pass it to you, then it's your problem.
How about that?
Baby Chet said he doesn't eat anything throughout the day. You intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't...
You really need to do that?
Yeah, you're about 6'4". You look like you're in tremendous shape. What are you trying to do right now?
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, well, you could use a large, it looks like, but yeah.
I mean, look.
Amazing.
Look, you can't eat if you don't bring food to work, so I just don't bring food to work.
Right.
I don't know how you do that. Like, I eat something almost every segment.
That's exactly how I do it, is I don't bring food to work.
But aren't you just drained? You're not hangry at any point in time?
Well, I'm not saying I'm not hangry. I'm not drained. I'm not like, oh, man, I have no energy. Mm-hmm. If I have no energy, it's because of sleep.
Okay.
So that's a completely separate issue.
Just out there in the streets all night, huh?
Nah.
Personal runs, things like that.
The brain doesn't turn off at night.
I hear you.
He was spouting his stats to us on Monday, like we asked for his measurements or something.
I will say though, melatonin's been working. I didn't used to do it.
Yeah.
Now I do,
Okay.
and I can feel it. It kicks in. It helps.
If you need some, AR set off the top. He's got his own medicine cabinet that he's going into right now.
Yeah.
So if you need some of that scissor late at night, AR gets you right.
It's just that simple.
Darn right.
It is indeed. Mock drafts. I don't know if this is going to bother Joel Klatt or not. I guess this mock draft won't. When I see here, some of the mock drafts I've looked at, no one's going to be able to. You could maybe anticipate a trade. I've seen some mocks. Oh, the Saints are coming up, or this or that, and they're fun to look at.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are kind of really cool to look at, to kind of give you a feeling of where things are not the mocks. It's when they rank the players, and then you can kind of get an idea of what they think outside of position of who really is the best. Now, then you have to slot for need, and I understand that.
You know what else I like too, AR? Because I definitely hear you on that. I like, because I'm a sucker for mock drafts, but I'm really a sucker for the mock drafts that come from the, quote, insiders, from the reporters. Because a lot of times they're mocking up based off of what they're hearing and the people that they talk to, and it's not just their opinion, which is fine sometimes. And I respect the heck out of the Mel Kipers and the Field Yates and the Dane Bruglers and those guys that are studying the tape. But when you get the guys like a Bruce Feldman throwing out a mock draft, and he's not an analyst. He's a reporter and has been covering the sport of college football for a long time. When he throws out a mock draft, I really enjoy those because he's got quotes in there. Mm-hmm. He's got stuff from scouts and GMs, and it's not the end all be all. We're still a few weeks away from when's the draft? The 19th? Or am I thinking of WrestleMania? When's the draft? For whatever reason, I have April 19th in my mind, and I think I'm confusing that with
that doesn't sound right because it's got to be a Thursday, right? Am I wrong?
About?
Is it the 24th? I don't know.
Yeah, WrestleMania is the 19th. That's what's in my brain. The NFL draft is when exactly? Let me get this right.
I thought
so. The draft AR is April 24th, Thursday,
on a Thursday
to the 26th. So we're a few weeks away from this thing. But yeah, Bruce Feldman dropped a mock today, AR, that I was pretty excited to read.
What did Brucey have to say? Pray tell. What did Brucey have to say?
So up top, it's what I think is absolutely going to happen, and I'm at a point now where I would be very surprised if this did not happen, and it's the Tennessee Titans drafting Cameron Ward. He does say off the top, I've heard since bowl season from folks inside the Miami program that the New York Giants love Ward, but the Titans have a big need to and won't pass on the 2024 ACC Player of the Year. There's so much momentum behind that, AR. Like, will you be with me, and would you be in the shock camp if he's not the pick at 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Let my Cameron go. I don't think he will go past 1. I think that the writing's on the wall. I don't, and this is not just public buzz. This is real life stuff. Yeah. I think it would be weird. Now, it would be their third time picking a quarterback over the past 4 drafts.
Keep swinging, baby.
So it would trend their way. Like that this is no shame. We're going to just keep swinging.
Who's the third I'm forgetting? Because I know it's Will and Malik Willis.
It was,
who's the other guy they picked? Why am I not?
Was it only 2?
No, I don't know. Malik out of Liberty, they drafted a little later, I believe. Will out of Kentucky. They snagged another guy?
Since when?
You said Will Levis, Malik.
Who else have they drafted recently?
Not since Mariota, because they traded for
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's, that was a while ago. What was that, 10 years ago?
They drafted Mariota 2nd overall in 2015. Mm-hmm.
Maybe they drafted another quarterback, but maybe not that high.
Maybe not that high. Yeah. Either way, I respect the hustle. I do. When you're a team that's quarterback thirsty, when you get in these positions, to me, you got to keep swinging at a guy if you have any type of belief in him. So he's got Cam Ward going 1. At 2, Cleveland Browns taking Abdul Carter.
That's the one that's tough because everybody knows they need a quarterback. I feel like this seems to me a trade down or a high floor position player.
You don't think Abdul's that?
No, I do.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I do feel like that's probably in the cards. I don't mind that pick at all. No. I just think that it seems to be that it would be Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. that he would go for the high end. Remember when I said about the top 50 dudes in this draft?
Mm-hmm.
The top 50 players outside of position? Guess who the top 2 are?
Abdul and Travis Hunter.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and you can't go wrong if you're the Browns. I think if you draft one of those guys, especially if the plan is behind the scenes, that we're going to get Kirk Cousins. So I completely understand that from Andrew Berry and the gang up there at 3. And I think this is probably what's going to happen is Shador's going to the New York Giants at 3, according to Bruce Feldman.
Well, that'll make Joel happy, and it'll also make Shador happy.
Of course. It's great.
Let me tell you where they have him ranked in the top 50 players.
Whose list is this?
This is NFL Network, I think.
Who wrote that?
I think Daniel Jeremiah.
He's very respected in the business when it comes to the draft. He's probably got Shador, I would think, let me guess, in his top 50. I'm going to say...
You might be able to nail it pretty close.
I don't know. There's a lot of really good defenders in this draft that a lot of people believe in. So I'm going to say he has him like 15-ish.
A little lower.
Okay.
19.
19?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I know they feel he has. Here's what he doesn't have in size, he does make up well, where does he make it up? In accuracy?
Yes. Pocket presence, all of those things. Yeah.
I don't think the NFL views him as a can't-miss franchise quarterback. I think they view him as possibly a very good quarterback that can have a very good career. But when you're picking 2 or 3, usually you want to have a sure thing at quarterback. Although we just pointed out there is no such thing, and there have been busts, and that's why Tennessee keeps swinging.
And you know how many teams around the league, AR, would kill to have what you described as possibly what Shador will be, and a guy that gives you a safe floor, that's maybe doesn't have the highest ceiling, but isn't a bum. There's been so many teams that are just swimming in the deep end of the quarterback ocean and can't get to shore because they don't have a guy that gives you any type of floor at all. And so I think that's okay. And sometimes you're going to draft high and get a guy that doesn't turn into a superstar. But if you are drafting high and you hit on the pick and he's a good player for you and can get to a second contract, to me, that's still worth the pick. Of course, everybody wants to find the next Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes and Lamar and those guys. Yeah. That's very rare.
Or you find the next Manziel or Leinart or
that's always going to happen.
Russell.
I guess my point is if you get a good player that is going to solidify who you are as a franchise, sometimes that's okay.
And sometimes you start out like a house on fire like RG3 did, and it just you get in, or you get an injury. Yeah. And here's the next best part of it. Sometimes that guy gets a second act and he makes the most of it. Mm-hmm. Baker, Sam Darnold,
Gino.
They now have a second act where people have thrown them out. They've basically been put in the bust category, but they somehow survive and then thrive a little bit.
And not only is it a second act, it's a second act that pays very, very well. That pays very well. And so, listen, for Shador, maybe he is that guy. At 4, just rounding out his top 5 real quick before we go to break. New England takes Travis Hunter. And then at 5, he's got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking Mason Graham, the D-tackle out of Michigan.
Which seems all those guys, all high floor position dudes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the beauty of this thing. You just never know whether it's player or situation or both. And then you really don't know. For every Trubisky, there's a Josh Rosen. There's guys that were great in college. You and I both thought Kellen Mond was a decent quarterback, but they didn't have to pick him in the first round. So that's, I think my Vikes drafted him, and then he never did anything for us, and he was gone, and then he was off to Cleveland.
No, wasn't there something too? Who was the coach at that point in time? It would have been, the guy who lost his son. But he was in anyway, the point is that he was in a press conference, and I guess Kirk Cousins wasn't looking very good as the starter, and so he was asked, hey, so why don't you give Kellen Mond some run out there and see what he looks like? And he goes, because I watch him in practice.
Was it Zims?
Zimmer, that's it.
It was your boy Zimmer.
Oh, okay. I should
remember
know that,
us talking about that, Aaron. I was like, wow.
Zimmer was asked, hey, Kirk Cousins, he's kind of struggling out there. Why don't you put Kellen Mond out there? He goes, because I watch him in practice.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
It's amazing. All right, we'll come back with ins and outs next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more locally grown goodness to life with a farm-fresh selection of crisp vegetables and juicy, ready-to-eat fruit. Whether topping off kebabs on the grill or adding healthy color to a leafy green salad, your family will definitely enjoy the delicious taste of Meijer produce. Plus, you'll appreciate the selection and savings we have to offer. That's the fresh-picked good life, priced for real life. We work hard to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay, moving up payday so you could get your money faster, up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
The Jackets are back at Nationwide for a battle with the Avalanche. Live fan coverage starts Thursday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Your home for Blue Jackets hockey, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care.
For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move, a pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Other than an isolated shower around midday, we should stay dry through much of the afternoon as temperatures climb into the mid and upper 70s. Will be windy and warm. Winds will be out of the south and southwest between 15 and 20 miles per hour. We gear up for strong to severe storms later tonight and through the overnight period. Those will arrive well after sunset, so make sure you have a way to get warnings overnight. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Erica Colora.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
Indeed. Baby Chet, would you mind if I started with the first in or out?
Please do.
To my awesome co-host.
I don't mind if you make my life easier.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Awesome's a stretch, by the way.
Are you in or out on you never getting to say, print the shirts this season?
I'm out on that because I know how much of a fool I am and how if they go on any type of winning streak at any point in time, we can be down 11 games in the division and I'll still sit behind this microphone and look at you and say, print the shirts.
You can't do that. You have too much integrity for that. You have to at least have a winning record.
Do I? You know me. Come on.
You can't say it because there has to be some confidence attached to it of some sort.
No,
it can't be.
That's part of the whole gig, is that you just throw it out there whenever your team's having a good run.
All right, so if you take 3 or 4 from Milwaukee,
I'll be ready to do it. Probably.
Okay, all
I
right.
won't be able to help myself.
Okay.
My team is printing nothing ever.
The Pirates?
Yeah. We 1-5 to start the year?
You guys don't have enough hitting, man.
Maybe 1-6. Oh my gosh, do we not? Yeah, Tommy Pham was our big acquisition in the offseason, batting leadoff.
Still rolling Andrew McCutcheon out there. I'm supposed to be going to see your team on Saturday, but of course Mother Nature is not going to participate. I was really looking forward to seeing.
In the Bronx?
Yeah, Pittsburgh. No, they're in Pittsburgh. The Yanks.
Oh, are they really?
This weekend, yeah. Supposed to be going over there.
Well,
It's supposed to rain.
Be a Yankees home game. Who knows?
Whatever happened to my boy Brian Hayes that I drafted for years?
He is a really good defensive third baseman. Mm-hmm. His bat is left at home every time he leaves.
Why don't you get him a torpedo?
I don't know. He needs some work.
Got to talk to my cousin. I see nobody was talking about those torpedo bats this morning after the Yankees lost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, they're not going to win every game.
Well, that's my point, though, is that it was just, they won, it was 20 runs in a game. So that was
it's
loud
not
enough.
A magic wand. It's
correct.
You know, when they face some good pitchers who can, miss some bats. But the whole purpose of it is when contact is made, it's an advantage.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
But it can't turn a bad swing into a home run.
Right.
It can turn maybe a fly out to the warning track into a home run.
That's it.
But
just like roids.
Yeah. Yesterday when the Yankees have 2 runs, they ended up with 4, but 2 of them came on a ground ball that was thrown. I don't know if you saw Josh Naylor throw it over his pitcher's head. So they basically had 2 runs yesterday. All of a sudden, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
And when the Brewers, by the way, their average 4-seam fastball as a staff is less than 90 miles an hour, and then the Royals put 11 on them, maybe it's not the bats.
No doubt.
All right. Well, hey,
go ahead.
You brought it up, Matty Ice. Now, no context. I don't want to influence your guys' answer. Are you in or out on having a day at the ballpark in early April?
Oh, now that gets dicey. That gets dicey because April showers bring May flowers, I've been told. So it's going to rain a lot, as we all know. But I'm here for it because if you do miss some of those raindrops, there's a good chance that you're going to stumble into a 65, 70-degree day. And that's nice. And the flip side of that, too, depending on where you're at in the country, could be 35 degrees. But I'm going to take the risk. I do like going when it's not scorching hot out in June, July, and August. So I'm in on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's never as hot as when you're on vacation. Like it just doesn't, you're not as worried about it when you don't have to work. And so, like, to me, it's never, like, I would never say, well, maybe I shouldn't say I would never say, but I rarely say it's too hot to golf. Like, I rarely say that. But I will say it's too cold to golf.
Okay.
I will say that. So I will say that I'm not clamoring for any April baseball.
The reason I bring it up is because the on-the-money guys, Biddle, Vegas, Baker, they're all in Great American Ballpark. It's kind of a cloudy day.
Yeah, today.
Is that a paid day off, or are they just
I
good
don't know.
behavior, or what?
Maybe they're covering the game and logging the hours. I don't know.
Oh, the old covering the game.
Well, exactly, covering the game. And I will say, it's pretty cloudy. It's definitely windy because you can see it in Hunter Green's jersey.
Yeah. And
when he does his wind up, and the camera's shaking back and forth.
Yeah, because we're supposed to be getting some serious weather tonight, again, which is spooky. I'm not going to sleep well.
So that's why the April games are dicey.
Leviticus will be on the prowl. I'll take another swipe to the face.
Now,
I'm good under the bed.
I kid about them covering the game, and here's why, because we'll transition into the next one. Are you in or out on bringing your glove to the ballpark as an adult if you are sitting in the outfield bleachers? Because Ryan Baker is doing that right now, front row in right field.
Please tell me he doesn't have his glove.
He has his glove.
Oh, no.
Can't catch it with his bare hands. Maybe he just wants to swipe an 8-year-old and just get him out of the way.
I'm gonna
just glove to the face.
His name's body.
Zach Campbell, is that his name?
He is sitting front row in the outfield?
Yeah, right field.
Let me text this man.
You know what? I've never done it, but I'm not going to crush him for it. I feel like if you're front row and you can affect some things there, I guess the question I would have for him, Maddie, is this, and you can write this on the text. Tell him AR wants to know what's more important to him, catching the fly ball or the actual ball itself? Because the souvenir itself for a grown man, you'd probably just hand that to a kid. Does he really need to bring the baseball back with him? It just might be one of those. Now, you are talking to a guy that caught 2 T-shirts out of the cannon, or out of the T-shirt gun at a Blue Jackets game.
I witnessed this.
With a cell phone in one hand.
And you did body a kid or two.
That is so erroneous. There was no bodying of anybody. And Fidoff's claim that I said, quote, these will look great on the dogs, when he said, how about giving one to the kid? And
I definitely said that.
If I did, it was a total joke.
You definitely said that.
I think he said it, and it's been attributed to me now.
I think once you get past the age of 12 or 13 years old.
12 or 13?
Yeah, but that's like the ketchup on a hot dog thing I said the
In
other
high
day.
school, you're still a baseball player?
My thing is, after that.
Catch it on your own.
You don't need a glove. You don't need a glove. You can even use your hat. I don't care to catch it.
How about a beer?
But don't, even better. Even better.
And then you got to drink it. With the baseball in it.
100%.
It is a grown.
But Ryan Baker, the Bake Show at the game right now with a glove, I got a problem with that.
It's got to fit like a glove.
I got a problem with that. I texted him and said, please tell me you aren't wearing a glove at the game right now. So we'll keep you posted on his response.
All right.
Please, yes. I need a response from that. And then I need a follow-up. Is it the beauty of the catch? Is it the competition of snagging it? Or does he really just want a baseball? Because we can get him one.
We can order them.
Make a wish. Exactly. We'll get him one.
Like the Sandlot when they're writing Babe Ruth on it.
I mean, if he needs a Rawlings, we know people.
All right. And it's particularly colder in these studios, I've noticed, at least in this producer studio over the past few weeks. In this hallway out here right by our studios, freezing. Yeah. Are you in or out on a well-conditioned, air-conditioned work environment?
See, I think I know the reason why it has to be so cold, because of the equipment.
That's what they say. It doesn't have to be where you can hang meat in here.
You're not buying.
I understand it has to be a certain temp.
The text has landed. You already know that's Scotty's glove. I have him. I can't say what else he
drunk already.
Said.
It's only the
I can't say the rest of that. But apparently he's putting this on Scotty Vegas. That's Scotty's glove.
Tell me they're all wearing gloves.
I hope not.
3 dudes at the park, adults wearing gloves in the outfield?
I don't know what's
Biddle,
happening.
Scotty, and Bake?
I don't know. You might have to text Scotty Vegas. We might need a selfie from the 3 of these dudes to see if they're all wearing
You better
gloves.
get to them now, because
might get a little. Somebody's got to drive
They might
home.
be sleeping over.
Who's driving home?
No, I think they're sleeping over, probably.
Okay. Sleep over with the bros. Okay.
That's amazing. We got to get to the bottom of this. I've said this to you before, though, and I do agree with this. If you ever get honored with throwing out a ceremonial pitch,
you don't need a glove.
Bring the glove.
No, you don't need.
No, bring the glove for balance.
You don't need one.
Yeah, I like
Just be an athlete.
But I like that. I like that part of it. I have that in the repertoire. The glove.
Yeah.
BC on deck. The Carp Show.
Mm-mm.
Wait, what? No, he didn't call.
No, we're pivoting.
Wait a minute. What?
What did he say?
What now?
He just said he can. I don't know. I just texted him. That's all.
Goodness. What is?
Wait, right today? Now?
Yeah.
You got a flight to catch?
No, that was the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all I have to say about that.
What are people doing to us today, AR?
Maybe we go live to the ballpark next.
Let's call in.
Can you call in from right field?
I'm going to do that. I'm going to try. I'm going to call Scotty and say, we're putting you on the air. I need this answer.
Yeah.
3 grown men sitting at a ballpark with gloves on.
We're going live to JBP next.
All right,
2 minutes.
I like that idea.
Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY, and when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've lowered prices. You can save 15% or more on hundreds of items like Thomas Mini Bagels, Campbell's SpaghettiOs, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty was a big Browns fan. Scratch that, we mean he's a big fan of the former Browns. Oh, yeah? The Baltimore Ravens. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, when you try to connect with your fellow teammates and employees, you try to pick the one who's the least drunk. And so Rangers up on the Reds 1-0, bottom four. Bottom four, everybody. Rangers up 1-0. And I tried to call Scotty Vegas because Bake put it on Vegas. So that's why I wanted to go right to the source. Yeah. I didn't want to get any hearsay. And so I do believe we are now live at Great American Ballpark, are we? With the Bake Show.
Of course.
You with us? Are you in the outfield or you're in the bathroom?
We are in the front row of the right field bleachers right now, waiting. Scotty Vegas is next to me, clapping his glove, waiting to catch a home run. Let's go.
Is he the only one wearing a glove? Because we heard it was you.
Well, it is not me. There's one glove in our group, and that's him. There's a lot of, 7- and 8-year-olds here with a glove, but Scotty Vegas is the only grown man that I see with one. I don't know why that's embarrassing. He's awesome.
What is the motivation? Is it to say he snared a home run or the actual baseball? Because we can get him a ball.
I think it's because he wants to catch a home run, although he was on his feet waving at the T-shirt cannon, trying to catch one in his glove just a second ago.
Okay, over-under on
They're throwing a no-hitter. Yeah, talk about that. Rangers are throwing a no-hitter
talk about Little Leiter throwing a no-hitter right now?
Yeah, Reds is having flashbacks to the 99 one-game playoff that Al Leiter killed the Reds in.
All right, so they do know we're live on the air, correct?
Whatever. They do. I don't think they care. What did you say when we were coming back? You tried to talk to the guy that's least drunk?
Was I accurate?
Not me. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I mean, bottom four, there's plenty of time for you to catch up.
Plenty of time.
All right, so we have the answer now. There's only one glove shared amongst 3 grown men. That's what's happening.
I feel like there's one glove shared with one grown man.
And will he swat any little kids aside to get to that ball? Will he take out who he needs to take out to get it?
Rothman, you have known Scotty Vegas longer than I have, and you know that he will actually absolutely push a little kid out of the way to catch a ball.
I mean, you ought to throw a Jackson down there in right field and see if he'll jump on the field and run around.
I think that's a seventh inning stretch thing.
I mean, you might be able to pay him $10 to climb the foul pole.
Whatever helps him place that next bet.
Okay. Where is the money today, boys?
I think it's on Hunter Green and over strikeouts. We have a little parlay going with Hunter over 6, and he's at 5 already. So
nice.
Hunter's dealing.
We need a lot more things, though.
All right.
We do need a lot more.
Got a lot of more for you. Maddie, these guys are down there watching your team without you. How does that make you feel? Probably on free tickets. I'm not sure.
There's a little FOMO going on. But Bake Show, I know in the gang that they're gonna hold it down. It sounds like they're ready to get back to a party.
Why doesn't it sound like they're not even at a game? Like they're in front of a TV at a B-dubs or something.
There's not that many people there. It's a day game. It's a 12 o'clock game on a
business
work day.
bad special.
Yeah, there you go.
Rothman, the Reds are getting no hit right now. That's why there's not a lot of excitement in these stands.
No hit.
Yeah, but isn't Ellie at the plate or no?
Ellie is at the plate right now.
What are the chances? What would you say the chances are that dude drives one to right and you can call this live on the air?
That would be pretty awesome, and I'd say it's pretty good, right? I mean, Ellie, what was he, plus 300 coming into today to hit one out of here? So, and he's batting left-handed.
That's what I mean. Break up the no-hitter and hit one to you boys.
That would be not. Scotty's ready. He's literally got his glove in the air right now.
Is there a chance he could fall over the wall attempting to snag that fly ball?
I don't think so. Not with Ellie, because Ellie just went opposite field off the wall for a nice little double.
So the no-hitter broken up live on the air.
No more no-hitter.
Unbelievable. It really sounds like they're in some sort of a bunker. It does not sound like you guys are at a ball game. I wonder if this whole thing has been fabricated. You're in Scotty's basement in North Columbus watching this.
There's no fabrication. I believe Maddie has a picture now of Scotty with the glove.
Okay. All right. Oil up that glove, my man, with some libation.
And how about that? The home of the Reds just had live from the ballpark, Ellie De La Cruz hitting a oppo double
and a winning bat. Something just had the game.
We know how to time things up here on Rothman and Ice.
You're a crafty veteran, AR.
All right. Hey, just be the adult in the room with those two children.
I didn't take tomorrow off, so someone's got to get us home because I got to be ready to go in the morning.
There you go.
All right, Bake.
Uber.
Text us with any pertinent information, sir.
All right, gentlemen. Have a great rest of your show.
Thanks, brother.
See you.
All right, there he is. Ryan Baker, producer of Bishop and Friends, designated driver for Biddle and Vegas at the Reds game, breaking up the no-hitter with 2 outs, bottom of the fourth.
That's going to be a long hour and a half
second.
ride home for Bake Show right there as the DD.
And we have
I don't know. I think they'll both be sleeping.
We have the rights, so I think play-by-play is allowed on this station.
Right.
Yeah. It wasn't really technical play-by-play. It was
Ellie just hit a double to left field.
Yeah, but it wasn't like there's a drive. Like that kind of stuff.
So it must be Scotty Vegas who's running the 97.1 The Fan social media, at least of those three, because he pinned it on Baker on social. And so we needed to get Baker on here to clear that up.
Okay.
The picture is here. Let me see.
Free tickets?
I imagine. Hopefully.
They won the giveaway? Employees are not entitled to win the prizes?
Yeah, I heard
except for those three?
I think this was a gift from Scotty, actually, to Biddle and Baker. There's the picture of Scotty right there with the glove for all the YouTube watchers.
All right.
There it is.
I mean, what a waste if he doesn't catch one, but I'd have to carry that glove around. But,
Yeah, and as Bake Show described, I'm not surprised to hear that Scotty is the only grown man that he sees with a glove at the game.
But if he does get one, would he be vindicated?
You don't get any brownie points for catching a ball as a
home run
with the glove. No, as a grown man. No brownie points. It's bare hands. That's how you do it.
That is interesting that you say that. I don't know. I would think if he snags one or has to lean out or backhand one.
No.
It's not for you and me, but I'm just trying to look at this with objective eyes. Like, you know what? He's having a fun day. It's the afternoon. He brought his glove to the park. He's not 12.
Not seeing the vision.
It's all dudes, too. Like, you can't bring a girl to the ballpark and have your glove with you.
Did you say it's a real dude ranch there? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with those three, as far as I know.
Dudes.
It's all dudes.
Scotty's a real dude's dude, though.
He's a dude's dude. I'm just repeating what you say. I think we're just stalling.
What is happening?
I don't think this is a stall. I think we just went live to the park. As you said, affiliation. This might even get the three of us free tickets later this summer.
And Ellie stole third.
Mail it off to the Reds, Matty. Your squad. Can you get us in there?
The picture that he talked about from the fan Twitter account says, "Love that shake and bake 971 brought his love to the ballpark." So that even takes us inside how lit they are. The original tweet was his love to the ballpark.
He drove a Chrysler and it's big as a whale and it's about to set sail.
It's a picture of a glove, peanuts, and a beer.
And here's the worst part. A minute later, he follows up and corrects his typo. It was a minute. He could have just deleted it and reposted it.
Yeah. Scotty's on one.
He's on one.
It's his day off.
Why not?
I get it.
It's going to have to take the rest of the week off.
Peanuts take too much work, too.
I love them. Can't get enough of them.
I like the taste
I get them
of
at the Jackets games. I know
it's too much work.
I don't know, man.
I need them unshelled.
No, I like. There's something about cracking them open. No. Maybe seeing that mutant peanut in there that shouldn't be in there. Maybe a 3-banger instead of a 2. Like
there's so many better.
They gave birth to another peanut in the shell.
There's so many better snacks to get at a game than peanuts.
Like what? Nachos?
Nachos, pizza, dogs.
But that's not a
burgers,
snack.
Anything.
Pizza's
concession
not a snack.
stand food, popcorn, anything. Peanuts? No.
At the ballpark?
No.
That's the only thing to get.
No, hot dogs
and peanuts.
Nachos, Italian sausage with peppers. That's what you get at a game.
Not a French roll.
Wait, but Biddle drove there. So Baker's driving Biddle's car back?
I'm not dealing with all that. That sounds like way too much for us to even concern ourselves.
There's an adjustment period when you're driving someone else's car. Not that it's impossible.
There's
an adjustment period.
He's driving on the highway on 71 back to Columbus.
Yeah, it takes a while to get there and a lot of traffic.
He's not doing the S curves at Mid-Ohio.
Not a baseball game with thousands of people.
Oh, man.
What is he? Does he have a stick shift that I don't know about? That Baker's not used to clutching?
No, it's a Honda.
All right, we're going to come back. Buckeye Bulletin.
Will we be back after that segment? They'll probably kick us off the air.
I think that was award-winning, if you ask me.
You know,
I think they should all be like that.
You know he loved that segment.
Man.
I
did too.
Love or hate. We just hope they listened. All right, we come back with Buckeye Bulletin. Caleb Downs. He likes a new motivational message. Maybe some don't. We'll tell you why. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Anthony Rothman here for Tel-Ohio. Tel-Ohio Credit Union has been financing dreams and fueling the local economy for 90 years. And as the #1 SBA lender among Ohio credit unions, learn why more than 3,000 business owners trust Tel-Ohio. Visit telohio.org/business.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply.
Skyline nachos are back, and now there's a spicy version. Get them with Skyline's cheddar or habanero cheese, topped with fiery jalapeno slices. But hurry, Skyline's regular and new spicy nachos are only at participating restaurants for a limited time.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Your home is more than just four walls and a roof. It's where life happens, where memories are made, where family gathers, and where you should feel safe. At Newman Roofing, we know that when it's time for a new roof, you want to feel confident that you've hired the right company. One that will install a quality roof and complete the work as promised. But with so many roofing companies out there, how do you know which one to trust? For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has helped more than 7,500 families protect their homes with quality roofing, gutters, and siding. We believe you deserve a company that provides a white glove customer experience, one that pays attention to every detail and treats your home like it's our own. At Newman Roofing, we're not just another roofing company. We're a family-built business that stands behind our work. So when it's time to replace your roof, don't settle for uncertainty. Choose the local family with a reputation for excellence. Choose the company you can trust. Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
The Fan has been ranked as the second best sports station in America by our industry peers. Our heartfelt thank you is in order. But we're not doing it because we're better than that hillbilly Birmingham station that came in first. Thanks for nothing.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, back to it, Buckeye Bulletin time. It'll be interesting as we go through these practices and we get to the spring game on the rotation and the quarterbacks, and if everything gets confirmed of what we think we know, which is that it's Julian Sain's job to lose. I don't know if the coaches would put it that way. They may put it is that all these three guys can actually go out and win the job. That's probably how they would sell it to them, and it's probably maybe fairly accurate in a way, but we're watching this now every single year at Ohio State. Like there's a different starting quarterback, and it's unbelievable. And so they haven't had since CJ this multiple year starter kind of thing. And maybe this will be the beginning of that retrend.
Yeah, it feels that way. Yep.
I
don't think they are. Yeah, because I think behind closed doors, Coach Day, Hartline, that whole crew, they have a decent feel of, we always bring up that talking point of if you had to play a game this Saturday, who's your guy? And I think they would probably lean towards Julian, but I don't know. Nobody knows. But for Tavion to really get in the mix, that's a lot to ask of a true freshman coming from the high school ranks at a program like this, in this conference and in this landscape of college football, to be the guy right away. Maybe he is just that darn good. I don't know. I haven't really seen much of him. But I think right now, I don't think any of us should be surprised that if it's, down to Julian and Lincoln. Maybe not down to is the right way to phrase that.
Two guys that played in the spring game last year.
Correct.
Yeah.
They just have more experience than he does right now. And so one thing that we know is Coach Day is not going to hand anything to anybody. That's not the right way to go about this at all. Those guys are going to have to earn it, and I'm sure they're putting in the work to do so. But a lot of the things that we've heard from former players now that were just there, that have moved on to the NFL and all that stuff, have had a lot of positive things to say about Julian Sain and what they've seen from him on the daily. But I know there's some people that have been around Lincoln, whether that's off the field or over at the Woody, seeing him do his thing and think that he's got the goods, too, to be the guy of his number is called as well.
When I watched these two guys last year in the spring, and Devin was obviously there as well, that Lincoln, I believe, and I don't usually put a lot of stock in the order, but it was, who got the first? Trying to think if, I know Lincoln got the second chance last year, and I think Devin got the third series. I'm assuming Will got the first. And what I saw with Lincoln was a guy that could throw on the run, a guy that, kind of ran the nice read option. I thought he had some speed that I thought he got through his progression pretty well. Now, when he comes back and doesn't see a guy and stuff, that's the inexperience you're talking about. The big highlight of last year's spring game, if you guys remember this, is that he didn't throw it away in the red zone, and he took what they call a touch sack, and they don't get a field goal. And that's when Ryan said Coach Day said live on TV that the only thing that kills you there is a sack, and you got to understand the situation. And he gave him a live coaching lesson on the air.
Teachable moment.
Yeah, very much. And then saying when he got in, early on it was check down stuff, and I thought he held on to the ball a little while for a long developing play, took a sack. But I also thought that they put him in a pretty good spot. This is what Coach likes to do a lot, is put their guys in kind of a 2-minute drill at the end of the half kind of situation. And, it was a little windy last year, I remember, for the spring game. But I thought he shuffled in the pocket pretty well. He did throw a pick to Jalen McClain, I remember, in the spring game. And he nearly threw another pick early in the second half of last year's spring game. So, but I know what he's capable of. And he could drop it in back shoulder to Jeremiah. I think the ball comes out very quick. He's, 6'1", and Lincoln's 6. How are they the same height? I got to check on that. I think Sands, I could be wrong. I thought he was 6'1". You should know this. You're big on the measurements, stat boy.
Oh, yeah.
You love this, especially a guy 6'4", 200 pounds.
I don't know. Lincoln's going to be shorter when he's sitting on the bench watching Julian Sanders.
Just ask Maddie. He and I are regular pals.
Yeah.
I've got Lincoln at 6'3", 207.
So he's a little taller.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you got on saying, Maddie, as long as we're doing measurements here?
I want to say you were on it
6'1"?
with the whole 6'1".
6'1", 200 pounds?
It's
out of the fighting city.
What is this, the combine?
Well, you're the one that started it earlier in the week about the measurements and how...
I was telling Chet he needed to eat a sandwich.
And we're talking about quarterbacks. You do need to know that stuff.
What you want to see, though, is just the for me personally, it's just the skill sets of these guys and just, the footwork, the arm talent. Because I got to remind myself, too, that spring game is one glimpse into many, many days and many practices, right? So you catch a guy on the right day and you don't want to overreact, or you catch a guy on the wrong day. Yeah. You want to think that's who he is all the time either, but that's where a lot of the eyeballs are going to be. That's
the crowd
for sure.
Simulates it a little bit, Matty. Just to simulates a little bit of the atmosphere.
No doubt. But it's not the end of the world. But I think what you said about putting guys in certain scenarios is spot on and the right thing to do, right? And seeing if you can create a little bit of that pressure pack situation. But Julian Sand, big time recruit coming out of high school, was committed to Alabama. Nick Saban retires, and now he's here. And so they've always recruited well in that room. That room is in good hands. I believe the offense is going to be in good hands because the talent that is in that quarterback room. So seeing those guys spin it, seeing those guys get away from pressure, seeing those guys lead and get an offense in and out of the pocket in a timely fashion with the play call is just everything that you want to see in the spring game. And it'll be our first glimpse at what these guys can do. And I'm really looking forward to it and seeing how they distribute the rock to their playmakers, because this year I think no matter who the quarterback is, the best thing for one of those guys is going to be that running back room. And because when you have inexperience, I think the one thing that can ease a quarterback into a season and into games is having a strong run game and having a defense respect that and have to put extra bodies in the box and making that picture a little clearer for them on the back end. And if that's the case, and Peoples and Donaldson coming in and maybe Bo Jackson and some of those other guys in that room can get busy, then you're talking about your wide receivers having to look at some one-on-one situations, which is a very dangerous game to play with the playmakers they have in that room. So that's going to be the key, I think, to a lot of this team's success on offense this year is how good that running game is going to be. That way you can start using the play action and all that stuff for Julian, Lincoln, Tavion, whoever it's going to be.
Well, that's today's Buckeye Bulletin. We're going to come back top of the hour, and I'll pay off on the Caleb Downs message and what they're obviously showcasing at Ohio State that works for some and may not work for others. But it's all part of winning a national title. We'll get to that top of the hour. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Here's a quick 10-second reminder that the Buckeyes have won the Natty. Also, we air all the games, and we always will. Thank you. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Wait, Leslie, what is that dude doing over there at that window?
Well, that dude is Chase, and Chase is making that window look perfect. We're sticklers on detail, Wilson, both in our showroom and definitely in people's homes.
Chase, be careful. May have spilled some coffee over there just a bit ago.
Oh, he knows. He seems to work a lot more when you're around, Wilson. Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
We're catching up with that famous deep-sea explorer, Jacques Black-Jacques. Jacques, where are you today?
How?
You're in Columbus. What could you possibly be exploring in Columbus?
The April showers bring flooding to Batmans.
Oh, I see. Spring rains mean basements are flooding.
This not necessary. Apex Pros.
Not necessary. Call Apex Pros.
A simple zoom pump chick.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding this. Zoom pump check. Sump pump check. Are you saying sump pump check?
Oui.
Yes, of course. Sump pump check from the pros who knows at Apex Pros.
They come to your house.
They come to your house.
They test your zoom pump.
They test your, what is it again?
Zoom pump.
Some pump, right.
All with a 5-star guarantee.
All with a 5-star guarantee. Now, see, I understood that perfectly.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, 3-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, 2-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to LifeSearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit LifeSearch.com today.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We've got day baseball today in Cincinnati as the Reds and Rangers play the rubber match of their 3-game set. An RBI double by Josh Smith back in the top of the fourth has Texas ahead 1-0 right now as they head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ellie De La Cruz's 4th inning double is the lone hit of the day so far for the Redlegs. As for the Guardians, they'll be on the diamond later on this afternoon as they continue their West Coast swing. Cleveland looks to avoid the 3-game sweep against the Padres in San Diego. First pitch in that game is at 4:10 later on this afternoon. Ben Lively's on the bump for the Guards. And in the NBA, 2 of the best in the Eastern Conference will meet in Cleveland tonight as the Cavaliers host the New York Knicks. Tip-off in that game is at 7 o'clock tonight. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, go ahead and call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, kids. Anthony once did magic for birthday parties. See, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound so bad. Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, back at it, final hour of the program. We will have Hockey and Hounds off the massive win last night. Damon Severson with us at 2:30. We'll get into some NFL this hour. I haven't had any votes to go back to Great American Ballpark and get another update from the boys in the boat, the boys with the gloves, boys in the outfield.
It's only one man with a glove, and it's Scotty Vegas. Biddle and Ryan Baker, they did it the right way. You don't need a glove.
One man with a glove, 2 men to help him wear it. Yes, it's amazing. Maddie, give us the breaking score. Is there one on that game?
Yeah, there's not a lot happening because, unfortunately, my Reds are doing nothing on offense and wasting an absolute gem of a performance from Hunter Green. He's pitched 6 innings, only given up 1 run, and the Reds have 0 runs and 1 hit by Ellie De La Cruz. So, yeah, fun stuff.
It's only 1-0.
Fun stuff.
No, it's only 1-0.
What's his strikeout total? We were told to monitor that.
Ellie?
He had to have gotten one in the 5th.
No, Hunter Green.
He's got to be. Wait a minute.
Deep fly to right field. Where are they?
Oh, it's at the track. I didn't see them. Are they closer to the?
I don't know where they're at.
I started watching mid-flight.
Oh my, man!
You guys scared me for a second.
That was the first fly ball to right. Yeah, that was the first fly ball to right field that I saw. I saw gloves reaching out over, but I think they were some kids. But I did see some gloves in the front row.
An 8-year-old was knocked on the right field by a grown man trying to catch a Rawlings.
You know they stood up wherever they were. I couldn't see them on TV, but they stood up. That was close enough to him.
6 Ks for Hunter Green right now. Were you asking me about that?
I figured. Okay. Yeah. So he went over there.
That's what their bet is.
There we go. Yeah. All right. So we get back to, you were talking about this, Chester, earlier before the program, that now that they've won the Natty and the banner's been hung and the whole thing about a national title and all that it's certainly a level to live up to. But explain what you were telling me earlier in the program before we hear from Caleb.
Yeah, so I guess I can tee this up. Ryan Day, in some previous media availabilities this week, had been talking about how, this team's really excited about tearing down the stuff because that was last year's team and this is this year's team, and they're in a different mentality right now. And so Caleb Downs himself was asked about some of the championship decor around the facility, and he had a completely different answer. There's another fly ball to right field, and they're not on TV.
It has been kind of weird to walk in here and see all the different pictures that they put up, even the 3 from the playoffs. So it's been great, and then they have different pictures inside and everything. So it's been good. It's been eye-catching when you walk by it. Like, dang, we just accomplished that. But it's a great situation to be in.
So he likes it.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's one of those things where you're trying to balance rewarding and having that on display, Matty, versus not getting complacent, not living off that championship for 2 to 3 years, trying to remanufacture, but it's a different team. There's different emotion. There's different investment. You hope it's the same investment, but it's a different team. What did Dockich say to us the other day when he was talking about basketball? The team you have today is different from the team you had yesterday and maybe different from the team you'll have tomorrow. Like, there's a certain buy-in. So I can understand maybe the guy saying that, okay, that was great. We lived it. We celebrated. But I don't want to just live off that.
Yeah, I would hope that that's not the case, because if we're, being completely honest about this year's team, there's not a ton of guys that were key contributors to last year's national championship team that are back right now. And so you can't get fat and lazy off of what those guys did a year ago. You got to write your own chapter in this Ohio State book. So I actually think it is good to have that stuff up, because I would hope that it's a motivator and not the other way, that you want to be a part of that. Because going over to the Woody AR, you've been over there, there's all type of, historic stuff hanging up everywhere, and just the statues and just all of that stuff. It's a museum. It's a museum of greatness over there. So you can only avoid that stuff so much, but it's the job of a Caleb Downs. It's the job of a Jeremiah Smith and a Carnell Tate and some of these guys that were out there on the field throughout that stretch run and balling out at a high clip to say, okay, guys, that's cool. We accomplished that, but it's time to write our own chapter. It's time to write our own history here at Ohio State, because it can be getting forgotten very quickly if you're talking about a season that goes sideways with a few losses or another unfortunate loss to your rival. Nobody's really going to be thinking that much about the national championship, because we're going to be where our feet are and talking about what this team isn't doing. So this team doesn't have any excuse to be focused, and we talked about it earlier. There's so many guys that have a chance now to make a household name for yourself and hopefully find yourself playing in important games down the stretch, that, consuming yourself with the 24-25 team is only going to sidetrack you, and that's not obviously where you want to be.
You nailed it. There are 27 new scholarship players on this roster.
Yeah.
There are 21 true freshmen who have enrolled early and are taking part in spring drills. It's the 2025-26 Buckeyes. And I understand that guys that lived it, like Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, of course they want to see that.
No doubt.
They're proud of it. They contributed to that. The key now is to get all these other guys involved to know that that is the bar. That is the expectation. Despite, 3 titles in 23 years, every year they feel like they should be a contender, and they are this year because they're the favorites to repeat. They have a third-year quarterback in Lincoln Keenholz. They have a second-year quarterback in Julian Sain. They have a true freshman in Tavian St. Clair. We have no idea how good they're going to be at quarterback. We didn't have an idea how great they'd be at quarterback with Will Howard, but guess what we probably thought? High floor.
Yep.
Real high floor. Physical guy who can run. Leadership. Mature. Connected with his guys. There for the big picture. All of that. That's who he was. These guys are just trying to establish themselves as the guy. You're the running backs. You got a second-year dude in James Peoples. You got Sam Williams-Dixon. You got a West Virginia transfer in C.J. Donaldson. These guys aren't what you had last year yet with Travion and Quinshawn, household names. Like, this team has to put its cleat in the ground and stake their own claim and not live off last year. They know that. The defense and offense are both under new direction. Both sides. So the fact that they are the favorites, and I pointed this out yesterday, the fact that they're the favorites, I know this is betting favorites. It's not like there's some science to it, but the fact that they're believed to still be the team to beat is something they're going to have to live up to, and that's where the pressure comes from, and that's where guys who come to Ohio State aren't shying away from that. They know exactly what the expectation is here, and this is, by the way, here's the other thing that we mentioned yesterday. This is the team that can do what the other teams haven't been able to do. Beat Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, knock that one off. Take that bowling pin out. Like, that's what they need to do. And I think that that's the motivating factor. By the way, spring practice and the spring game tickets are now on sale. Just want to let you guys know, $8. And student appreciation practice will be this Saturday at 11:30. You get the saddle up event after the spring game. Maddie might be saddling up over there, riding around.
Yeah, I've never done
on his high horse.
I've never done the whole mechanical bull thing. You ever done one of those?
Go to PBR.
I've been to PBR. It's a nice little vibe in it.
Yeah,
I do like PBR. It's a nice little
Maddie,
vibe.
$8, 8 seconds. It's all the same thing.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to stay away from that one. But listen, the spring game tickets, I love that, AR, because we talked about it. It's an opportunity for people to get in there that may not have a chance to go to a game, right?
You can get in there lower for $20, or if you want to get in the club seats for $35.
There you go.
You can do that.
Because tickets for that Texas game are going to be through the roof. What do you think the get-in price is going to be for that game? $300?
Oh, but the get-in price different than the face value?
Probably what? I think
first game off the title, Texas Arch Manning.
1 versus 3,
I would
1 versus 2, something like that.
D-deck, like you're talking about just get in,
Just
worst
get in.
seat possible.
Yeah.
Probably, you nailed it, probably a 3 spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's the great thing about the spring game is that
maybe a hair less, depending on people panic before kick or whatever.
To take your families in there. But this team, I love the way, speaking of the Texas game, the way the schedule sets up. Because that, for those young guys, is exactly the way I think you want to start a season coming off for national championship. Not easing their way in and beating up on teams like Grambling and Ohio, which they probably will do the weeks after that. But that's going to be a real learning experience for everybody over there. Game number 1 with Sark, Arch Manning, and the Longhorns come to town. That they're not going to have to wait to feel that body shock. I think that's great for a young and inexperienced team to get that taste of playing at the highest level right away, and especially now in this era of college football in the playoff, to where you can afford to have 1 or 2 of those losses. That, I'm guessing, at the end of the year will be perceived as one of those good losses if they do lose the game. Does put pressure on you along the way to clean up elsewhere. I get that. But that Texas game, for a team that is going to have a bunch of new faces, I think it's actually a good thing, whether it's a win or a loss for this year's squad.
I can see the point you're making. I think if you threw that at Coach Day and Hartline and Patricia, they'd probably, if they could choose, I think most coaches would choose the ramp up. Even Sark would choose the ramp up versus to take the paddles to the team right away.
I don't know about that. Like, you want to see what your guys got. You want to see what your guys got right away.
In basketball,
when you're
I would say, yeah.
When you're resetting.
I don't know about football.
I think you want it. I think you want it.
Well, the only way to know would be to ask. So we'll have to ask at some point.
Slide into Coach Day's DMs. He'll hit you back.
Slide into his DMs. Coach, oddball question, hypothetical question here. If you could change the schedule, would you? Nobody's got time for that. We'll come back. We've got... Should we do the giveaway at some point?
I think we're required to do so. Yeah, let's do it.
At some point. All right, here's the question.
What are they getting, AR?
You tell them what they may win.
With a $50 gift card to Skyline Chili.
Okay. 821-9710 is the number. Of the 3 clowns that we sent down to the Reds game that are sitting in the outfield, which one is wearing the glove? And I say clowns affectionately. 821-9710. We'll come back with that. And the third act of this quarterback, will it be his best? The man who will pay him says yes. You'll hear it. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, Lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. April's a great time to spruce up around your house, like getting rid of those old, ugly, drafty, hard-to-open windows and starting fresh. Especially during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. There's no limit to how much you could save, and if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door, too. Plus, with 0% financing, 0 down, and no monthly payments, you could get new windows and pay nothing until 2027. How do they do it? Well, Window Nation partners with the top window manufacturers in the nation to build windows to their high-quality specs. Then they pass the savings on to you. You'll protect your home with some of the best windows you can buy at a fraction of the price of those other brands. Just imagine what you could do with all that extra money. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free and pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. One more time, that's Buy 4, Get 4 free from Window Nation, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hi, are you lazy? Me too. But even the laziest of us still need to leave the house. So throw your pants on and follow all the tournament action with the Fan at ESPN Columbus.
He's not wearing any pants.
I'm not wearing any pants. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
Nearly 90% of Ohio's children grow up, learn, and dream at one of our public schools. As lawmakers continue to hammer out the new state budget, they must make sure the school funding formula reflects what it actually costs to provide a great education for everyone. Tell your lawmakers to keep their promise to Ohio's kids.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Other than an isolated shower around midday, we should stay dry through much of the afternoon as temperatures climb into the mid and upper 70s. Will be windy and warm. Winds will be out of the south and southwest between 15 and 20 miles per hour. We gear up for strong to severe storms later tonight and through the overnight period. Those will arrive well after sunset, so make sure you have a way to get warnings overnight. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Erica Calora.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, a little Bet365 time, Matt.
Yes, sir, because at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. They got a really cool offer over there right now. If you're a new customer, you get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5 win or lose. So you don't want to miss up on that. Download the Bet365 app today. Don't wait. Get in on that.
All right, that was don't arrest me for stealing last night. Jackets minus 1.5 at plus 140 was easily the play, so glad we cashed there. I'll go to the Diamond now. I'm looking at Zach Wheeler against the Rockies. I'm going to go with a rare under on his Ks. It's early in the year. It's set at 8.5. So for him to get to 9 in 6 innings, now, who knows? He might mow him down and get that, but I'm going to err on the side of the under 8.5 on the Ks.
Okay. Fun one tonight, potentially in the NBA with the Knicks coming in to Cleveland, 7 o'clock tip on ESPN. Donovan Mitchell, I'm going 4 3-pointers made for Spida tonight, plus 170. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty playoffs.
Like that value.
Yeah, playoffs right around the corner, AR. I think we're only looking at a handful of games left in the regular season. So, yeah, fun stuff coming up for the Cavs. Can't wait to see what they do in the postseason. But, yeah, give me 4 3-pointers made for Donovan Mitchell at plus 170. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. You must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Yeah, Celts and OKC have been on fire.
Oh, my goodness.
But you're right. There's only, 7 games left or something like that in the regular season. All right, we get back to the NFL and the third act for Justin Fields. And it's interesting because they're looking at him as their starting quarterback. And what competition for the job does he have? Tyrod Taylor? Is he still holding on? Is that it? Am I wrong about that?
Jordan Travis?
I guess my point's been made. I don't know if he has any competition. We can check on that, but he came to the Jets through Pittsburgh, and I'll tell you what, no one's gonna laugh at a $40 million contract with $30 million guaranteed. Absolutely and it's not a quarterback contract that breaks the bank. Everybody knows what some of these quarterbacks are going for. But the fact that he got $30 million guaranteed to play with the Jets is big.
If you would have told Justin Fields when he was 15 years old that at some point in his career he'd make $40 million, you're taking it. You're taking it all day and tomorrow.
You're turning this into a success story.
It is, though. It honestly is a success story. The way that his
money is you're right. Everyone would take the money.
Like Jaron Jackson Jr. Well, we could be homeless.
Listen, man, that's the way I look at it. Like, listen.
But he wants to be in the league. He wants to stay in the league, yeah.
No, I get that, guys. I'm just saying, like, for Justin Fields at this point in his career, the way he's had to scratch and claw to get to this point, $40 million was really in doubt just a couple years ago. So for him, you take that all day.
I mean, listen, his story's been weird. He was on a bad Bears team. He's not great yet, but he was on a bad Bears team. They were winning games in Pittsburgh when they moved to Russ, and he found his way onto a National Football League team as a starter again. So that part is successful. The fact that he's bounced around a few times and somebody still believes in him, it's not the kind of money you'd pay a backup. I'll tell you that much. You're paying him a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens on whether he can do this. I know one thing, and it's always nice to hear. It may not always be the truth. I don't think Woody Johnson is talking about him as the long-term answer because he doesn't know at quarterback. But I'll tell you, he sounds like that he feels like he spent good money.
Justin Fields, I think, is going to be really good. I saw him in college. I thought he was very enticing. You know, he in that class with some good quarterbacks. I think he'll be good. He's a dual threat, which we haven't had in the Jets for, I don't know if we've ever had one. And with the coaching staff he's got now, I think he's going to have a chance to really blossom. He's a great athlete and bring it to the field. So I'm encouraged.
Here's the thing that Baby Chet pointed out, and I think it's apropos to the conversation. You go back to the draft of 2021. The Jets were picking second. The Bears were picking 11th. Outside of Trevor Lawrence, they had their pick of Trey Lance and Justin Fields and Mac Jones, and that's about it. And guess who they took?
Tough quarterback.
He just said, I watched him in college. So the natural follow-up is, so you thought Zach Wilson was better?
Clearly they did, yeah. Yeah.
So it's interesting. Now, he's gotten to see more of a sample. He knows what Zach became, and he's seen Justin kind of hang around.
Yeah.
And so now he's like, hey, this guy can run and throw. I didn't know that 4 years ago?
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
There's more to it than just that.
What is it?
He said, I liked him coming out of college. He didn't say anything about his NFL career, and that college career was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
That was COVID.
Liked him coming out of... But you didn't take him.
He's got to earn it again. He's got to earn it again. But the beauty of this for Justin is he's 26 years old. He's 26 years old. He's going into a situation where he's got Garrett Wilson. I think he and Breece Hall have a chance to pair really well with what they can do with some RPO stuff. And you hope that if you're Justin, that you crush this opportunity and you cash in again. Because if he does show consistency over the next year or two, there's a $100 million contract waiting for him on the other side.
$100 million.
If he's consistent, he can get a Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold contract at the end of this thing with his age.
In 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's consistent over the next 2 years, absolutely that opportunity for him at 28 years old to get that and maybe even more money because of that.
There's a condition that you're not mentioning that about a third of it is going to be guaranteed.
Well, you're banking on him not being good. That's what you're banking on.
I'm saying even if he is good, he may get a $100 million contract. This is going to be $30 million guaranteed.
No, I think it'll be much more than that.
If he proves himself enough to be worth that contract, I think it'll be a little more than that.
It'll be Gino.
But he's going to have to be good. The team's going to have to be good. You know, he's going to have to fall into some kind of Darnold situation where he's really good and the team is successful and he's got an opportunity. That's the most important part about this. He's got an opportunity to still prove himself.
No doubt.
And did we ever find out who's backing him up? Is it Taylor?
Tyrod is on the second year of a 2-year contract this year.
But he's a guy that's been in the league forever.
Been a minute.
Yeah.
So, again, he's fighting against a veteran who's been around. So if he slips a little, I wonder what they're paying Tyrod.
What are his career earnings? I would love to know where he's at right now, Tyrod Taylor, because he's been holding on for a while. He's got to make some really good coin.
He's got to be in the league for 15 years. He's
out of
been around a long time.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
Tyrod is like Chase Daniel Deluxe.
But you don't think he's made $100 million, do you?
I don't think. It's a great question. Tyrod Taylor, you got his career earnings?
No.
I don't yet.
$100 million?
He was a starting quarterback on a playoff team in Buffalo.
He did get a nice bag in the league.
I got to imagine that somebody overpaid him at some point.
I've got it at $76 million.
Oh, well.
Dang.
It's good living.
Not 100.
Not 100.
Kidding.
Yeah, he's poor.
My goodness. There you go. Matty, hang around long enough.
That's all you got at that position.
At that level.
You get one. You go on one good ride. Take a team to where they want to go. You show consistency for a year. People are always going to take the bait. Look at what just happened to Sam Darnold. Like, it was an amazing year for him. His whole career prior to this, absolutely nothing we're talking about, really.
Matt Flynn did it for one game.
That's what I'm saying.
And he conned two different teams into thinking he was a starting quarterback, and he got beat out by both. Terrell Pryor beat him out in Oakland, and then they shipped him off to Seattle, and then Russell Wilson beat him out in Seattle.
That's my whole point with Justin. He does this for a year or two at a decent level. It's a good chance he's going to make even more money on the other side of this. Just because we always talk about, like, the draft right now, how desperate teams are to find that guy. And with his skill set, it's always going to be attractive.
I think you said the right phrase is he's got to be good. He can't just be okay, because then they'll just reset the position and draft again and go with a rookie contract, and they won't want to pay that $7,500 million or whatever contract. But, yeah, it'll be very interesting to watch this unfold. We'll come back in. Oh, you do have a winner for the Skyline gift card?
Donald in Columbus.
Donald, way to go, my man. He guessed Scotty Vegas is the grown man wearing the glove at the Reds Park, and still down 1-0. We will come back with Hockey and Hounds. Damon Severson off the electric victory last night with the Jackets. That's in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, priority access to Stanley Cup playoff tickets. Act now. Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets.
Hi, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, people are officially going crazy over our sleek, black-framed windows. They change the entire look of a home.
Leslie, nobody believes that just black frames can change the look of a home.
It's like when Superman put on his black-framed glasses and became Clark Kent.
Wait a second. Clark Kent is Superman? Are you messing with me right now?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You'd think that dog conversation wouldn't necessarily blend with hockey talk. And you'd be wrong. You idiots! Like a fine wine and dark chocolate, it's going down smooth. Rothman and Ice present Hockey and Hounds.
Sponsored by Telhio Credit Union. If you know Telhio Choice Checking, you know all the perks that come with your account. Find the checking account that fits your needs at telhio.org.
Now, joining the Hockey and Hounds League is Jackets blue liner Damon Severson, a man who skates hard so his dog Reggie can have a better life.
Outstanding. Right off the demolition of the Preds last night, Jackets pour it on. They're 2 points back of the final playoff spot, the wild card spot. They do have a game in hand on Montreal, and they have a big week coming, and the rest of the regular season for sure. The race is on. And our guy Damon Severson is with us now, courtesy of Telhio Credit Union. Sevo, good to have you, my man. How you feeling?
Good. How you guys doing today?
Good. Did Reg make the photo shoot?
Yeah, Reggie was he was at the team photo the other day, along with a few other dogs, having a good time. He was met a few new friends there from some of the teammates that he's not familiar with the dogs, so he had a really good time there.
How does Reg perform on the ice? How do those paws work for him?
He doesn't mind it, actually. He did better than some, but yeah, he was all right. He didn't mind being out there, but he was excited to just kind of chase around the other dogs more than anything and try to get back on the bench and get back where he actually had some traction.
You know, it's funny when we had Z on last week, and you start setting franchise records and stuff, and whether you're going to keep the puck or not. And I was going to ask him, that sounds like a good chew toy for your boy Bo. And I'm like, I don't think Bo's getting a hold of any of those record-setting pucks.
I don't think so either, yeah. As much as he might want to. I think Bo's such a good dog and so well-trained that he has his own toys, and he knows better than to mess with any of the record-setting pucks for sure.
Should we start? Okay, let's start with the personal stuff first. You're on a breakaway. You're thinking, I've got maybe 5-hole on Saros. When you're in that mode, and I know it doesn't happen probably that often, especially for a defenseman. Is it kind of an out-of-body experience? Describe what it's like to be on a breakaway, and then what's going through your mind on maybe what type of move, or is it more read and react on I have to see a spot and go for it?
Yeah, as a defenseman, obviously you don't get a ton of breakaway looks throughout a season, so it was just kind of a weird play too, like how it developed. So I knew I had some space there. I kind of just had a straightaway straight down at the goalie, and I know he's an aggressive goalie. He likes to come out far, so I figured I didn't really have the best angle to shoot and try to beat him clean with a shot. So I tried just a quick fake into slide at 5 hole, and I think I just got his pad a little bit too much watching the replay. There was a hole there, but I just didn't quite get enough. He got enough of it to keep it out, and I just didn't quite get enough of it in the spot I wanted to put it past him. And then Fantilli, I think a few minutes later, kind of later in the second period, he had a nice shot 5 hole there, so he showed me how it was done. But it was cool to obviously create the turnover there and hop on the breakaway, but it would have been nice to capitalize. But next one I'll have to go in for me.
Really exciting game last night. You guys lit up the scoreboard. Zooming out from that game and looking back at some of the things you guys did, what was the thing you guys were most proud of last night coming out of that one in the game, to where, as you know, right now they're kind of must-haves for you guys to get to where you want to get? When you talked about the game last night, what was one thing Coach Evenson really liked about what you guys did?
I think that we were a little bit kind of, I guess, maybe not, I don't want to say sloppy, but a little bit loose at times, just kind of gave up a few odd man rushes early. We did a good job, obviously, on the back check, breaking stuff up and whatnot. But to be quite honest with you, I think that it was just nice to see our team kind of score goals. We went through that home stretch there a few weeks ago where we had 4 games. I think we scored 1 goal or something like that. So to have one game like that where you can kind of bust it open and score 8, that's obviously a good confidence builder. Marchenko had a hat trick, and Fantilli, I think, and Monahan both had 2 or something like that. I don't know the exact stat lines, but it's just good to get some confidence in seeing guys put the puck in the back of the net and scoring, because ultimately you got to score to win.
What about scoring first? You guys haven't done that in a while, and what that can do for a team. I know it can obviously sometimes work against you, and then if you get an early lead, you can get complacent, and that thing kind of slipped away and got to 4-3. But it seems like the identity of this team can handle that. But talk to me about maybe what that does for you on home ice, scoring first, because you haven't felt that in a little while.
It definitely helps for sure. I think scoring first just kind of gets you in the rhythm of the game, gets in the groove, and we've kind of got behind the 8 ball a few times at home here recently. So that's one thing that was nice, and I think we got 3 kind of pretty early in the first there. Just kind of got our mojo going early, and nice to see the puck go in, and we made some nice plays kind of offensively there. So it was always good to see the boys score and getting that rhythm right away and scoring first, because you definitely don't want to be playing from behind in this league.
You touched on Monahan and the night that he had, and him being back now seemed to be a nice boost for you guys. Talk about that from your perspective, what Sean does out there on the ice and what it's meant to you guys having him back.
Yeah, Monty's great. He's just kind of a calm, chill guy that goes about his business the right way, just kind of keeps it super simple and finds ways to just be successful. And it just seems like he's a guy that's always in the right place, and the puck kind of follows those guys around a little bit. And obviously playing with another good player, Marchenko, and then kind of the little bit of a net front presence, kind of not afraid to go into the corners, and then big Voronkov there. So, Monty's just a nice, solid player, and he's a good guy to have on your team for sure. And you can see he's having some success with those guys and playing really well with us.
All right, so give me your feeling on that building last night and the atmosphere you guys were playing in. It's been such a big edge for you guys this year, but now the pressure is on, and you certainly want to make a run at this thing. But you've got a chance here now at home to really make up some ground. How do you guys feel right now in this race? Where's your confidence at as far as catching the team above you and getting in?
Yeah, we're confident. I think the biggest thing is, we control a lot of it just because of how tight everything is. And the teams that we are going to be playing, obviously, are really good teams. So we got our work cut out for us. But we're a confident team. We feel we can kind of beat anybody on any given night. So it's just a matter of finding a way to get some wins. And obviously everybody else is going to be trying to do the same thing. So I think we got Washington a couple times, got Ottawa a couple times, Colorado, Toronto, the Islanders, I think, one more time. Philly, I think, is in there. So, I think we're down less than 10 games left now. And, we're going to have our work cut out for us. But, there's no better time of the year to be up for a challenge.
All right, I want to ask you this, and about one of the teams that will be coming in will be Washington. And I don't know if Ovi's going to get it by the time he gets to us and you guys, but maybe he will, maybe he won't. If he doesn't, and you're on Ovi watch, on April 12th and then again on April 13th. How badly do you not want him to get that record against you guys?
Yeah, you don't for sure. Obviously, he's going to get it one way or the other. You just hope you're not on the ice for the record. And, I think I've been on the ice for a couple of his goals throughout my career, unfortunately. And I was in the game where he scored his 700th. He scored it in New Jersey, and luckily I wasn't on the ice for that one. But pretty cool feat for him to score 700. And now just to be, this close, and a lot of people doubted him, obviously, and he's been doing it for so long. He's found a way to keep doing it for his whole career, and obviously Washington as a team is having a great year this year. So he's going to find a way to get it one way or the other. It's just a matter of when, and like you said, we just we hope it's not against us because we need the wins.
We talked to Z last week, and I asked him, Sivo, like, how much are you personally paying attention to the playoff chatter and the standings and the scores every night? And he was like, you know what, I like to look at some of those things. I like to feel that energy, knowing that, hey, we got to do this and try to accomplish our goal and get into the postseason. For you personally right now in this window of time, are you a guy that likes to look at those things, or you just like to come into the building and go about your work and keep it pushing that way?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both this time of year. Obviously, you go into work every day, you do your job, and kind of go from there. But it's exciting right now. Everyone's kind of has less than 10 games left, and with how close both conferences really, with how close everything's been, basically for the last month and then some, basically since before the trade deadline, we've said it's probably going to come down to the last game or two, and for the last playoff spot in the wild card. So. But that's exciting. You try to do everything you have or do anything you can. And only you can control, And the only thing we got to focus on is just winning every game, as many as we can down the stretch here, and hopefully find a way to get in. But I'd say I'm watching a little more right now, just on a nightly basis. I know last night was a bit of a crazy one. A few of us were looking up at the board and showing the out-of-town scores, and Montreal was down 2-1 late, and the next thing you know, it was 2-2, and then you check after the game, and they had won a crazy game in overtime. So, like you say, it's out of your control what anyone else does. All we can worry about is ourselves and how we go about our business every day.
No doubt. Yeah, they tied that thing with 8.9 seconds to go and then won in overtime. That was tough to watch, but your game was not. It was easy to watch, and it was great, and they didn't need your breakaway, Sivo, so that's the other good news. Here's the big news on the dog. So last time we had you, I had pitched a dog named Zorro. Zorro was with Franklin County, my friends over there, and I'm happy to report that Zorro is now in a foster to adopt situation. So that's awesome. They're going to see how it works out with their other animals. So I love this dog. I love them all, but Zorro was one of my favorites, and just kind of a black pity mix. He was just a beautiful dog, and in foster to adopt. The one that I'm going to pitch today is a dog named Mercedes. Mercedes is with a foster-based rescue, Speak for the Unspoken, and I've worked a lot with these folks as well. And Mercedes is just a beautiful little kind of shepherd, like husky mix. Just a very, very tough story, but hopefully for a great ending here. Only 2 to 3 years old, about 35 pounds. Mercedes is about as sweet as they come. And it was a tough story because she was a stray and was hit and needed surgery on her hip, but much happier now that she's healed and benefits by the regular walks and progressing and building muscle, and is great, willing to run around and play still. I promise anybody out there listening, this will be worth it. You'll just fall in love with her. She's awesome. And you can go to Speak for the Unspoken online and take a look at her and apply. And it's speakfortheunspoken.com. And Mercedes is unfortunately been with them for way too long. So I want to get her home desperately. And I'm going to pitch her today on social. And hopefully I'll have some good news for you very soon.
Yeah, that'll be great. I think we've been doing well recently with some adoptions and everything, so I hope to get Mercedes into a nice home, and sounds like a nice little comeback story for her from where she's been. So I'm excited to hear what happens with her in the future.
Yeah, as a pro athlete, you can relate to adversity and getting through it, and she's certainly done that. All right, good luck against the Avs, and keep it rolling, Steves. Thanks for this time.
All right, guys. Thanks. Good talking to you.
You too. That's our guy, Damon Severson, courtesy of Tell-Ohio Credit Union here on Hockey and Hounds. You know Tell-Ohio, a commitment that stands the test of time. They're celebrating 90 years of community-focused banking. Join Tell-Ohio and experience the decades of expertise in your financial journey as I have with them. We'll come back with Tell the Truth next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
Now at participating locations, it's UDF's new Sicilian-style pizza. We serve it on our family recipe focaccia crust, handcrafted in our bakery. And right now, get any size Coca-Cola fountain drink free with your purchase. Pizza from United Dairy Farmers, made for you.
Hey, it's Anthony. Of course, I sit and do the show 3 hours a day. But after that, I'm looking to get things done and enjoy the spring weather. So I want to be on my feet a lot, playing golf, working out, just moving around. I was introduced to the Good Feet store because my feet were aching way too often. And what I found there is a 3-step custom arch support system that has me feeling awesome. My personally fit arch supports have helped realign my feet, reposition my body into a more ideal position, and not only that, strengthen my feet to help support me. It's made all the difference in how I feel every day. The Good Feet store is going to help you where you need relief and find the arch supports that work best for you. And when you wear them as a system, their arch supports are more effective at long-term pain reduction and elimination. So go in, take the free test walk. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Their products are proudly made in the USA. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or at goodfeet.com.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay. You could get paid up to 2 days faster and there's no cost. So stop playing the waiting game. Make the switch today at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
We're catching up with that famous deep-sea explorer, Jacques Black Jacques. Jacques, where are you today?
In Columbus, how?
You're in Columbus. What could you possibly be exploring in Columbus?
The April showers bring flooding to Batmans.
Oh, I see. Spring rains mean basements are flooding.
This not necessary. Apex Pros.
Not necessary. Call Apex Pros.
A simple zoom pump chick.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding this. Zoom pump check. Sump pump check. Are you saying sump pump check?
Oui.
Yes, of course. A sump pump check from the pros who knows at Apex Pros.
They come to your house.
They come to your house.
They test your zoom pump.
They test your, what is it again?
Zoom pump.
Some pump, right.
All with a 5-star guarantee.
All with a 5-star guarantee. Now, see, I understood that perfectly.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Fish has been named the 3rd best sports program director in the country. Winner. The 2 dudes who finished ahead of him are dead. So we're declaring him the winner. You're listening to the home of champions, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, 3-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, 2-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining Life Search to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to lifesearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. Life Search featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit lifesearch.com today.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
All right, Chet, take us home.
All righty.
You ready to go?
Man, I am now. I am
tapped
now.
out?
Man, it's been a long
3
day.
days. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
3 days. I'm doing the job. I tapped out.
All right.
Imagine being the guys that have to talk.
You got a problem with what I'm saying? Untie your tongue and you come out here and talk, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Deal. That'd be a promotion. If you were in Cincy, how many ballpark beers would, not could, would you put down with the fellas today? In right field, in the front row.
That's not my bag.
In that crowd.
If I had enough
not
peanuts.
cherry picking your friend group. I mean, with Vegas, with Biddle, with Baker.
No.
Tell the truth.
A big bag of peanuts, Matty. I'll be a 2-beer guy, Max.
If I'm not driving, see, here's the thing. I'd probably be more of like a high noon White Claw type of vibe.
You could suck those down. Probably over under about 4.5.
If I'm not driving, we could probably get the 3 easy. So yeah, I'd probably go 3 high noons, 3 out the game. I'm not a big beer guy, baby Chad. It's not really my type of vibe.
He wants a high noon and ketchup on his hot dog.
Yeah, no ketchup. Just give me the stadium mustard, or spicy mustard, and some green onions and peppers.
What about that?
Some green peppers and onions is what I meant to say. Yeah, then I'm good.
Peppers and onions.
Yeah.
What about that Sunday? Where was that at again?
What Sunday?
You know, the one that they were pitching whether we could down 3 of them at a ballpark.
Oh, at the White Sox game?
Oh, the White Sox. The S'mores Sunday or something?
Looked amazing.
Yeah.
Looked incredible. Yeah, but I'll go 3.
Just tell me the truth!
Trying.
All right. What is your current confidence level in the Cavaliers winning the Eastern Conference Finals? Tell the truth.
It's like a scale of 1 to 10?
Just describe it.
I'm 50-50 lemon lime. I am. They'll have home court.
Yeah, they will.
And you could tell me more about what has been their record against them this year.
The Celtics, I think off the top of my head, AR, I want to say it's 2-2. But do not hold me to that. They haven't been. And here's the other thing, as you know, AR, I don't know who's played in every game.
They
won
stuff. There the last time.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did. And so last year they didn't have Donovan Mitchell.
Was it no unicorn in one of the games?
Porzingis. So that's the tough part about that too. But I think based off of what they've built this year, the playoff experience that they've built over the last couple of years, I'm with AR. Like, I know perception when it comes to Boston is that they're going to get into this and beat the Cavs in 5, maybe 6. I don't see it that way. I really don't. I think they can drag this thing to 7. And if you get Game 7 on your home court, which they will, they can do it. They've built something very strong, 60 wins, and just top to bottom, it's a really good roster, especially after the trade of DeAndre Hunter and being able to throw another wing at the wings of Boston. Yeah, man, I can go 50-50 lemon lime on them getting to the finals this year.
And that, my boy, is the damn truth.
It is National DIY Day. That stands for do it yourself.
Do you like to do
something
it
like
yourself
that?
When the mood strikes?
Yeah. Are you resourceful / self-sufficient / are you a handyman? Tell the truth.
Oh no, I am not a handyman at all. I'm calling and paying, AR. I'm calling and paying somebody to do it.
Not handy, but I've accused of being handsy.
I don't think that's what you want. I don't think that's what you want, big dog.
No, I do not. No, I'm not building anything, doing anything. No. I don't want to be around any heavy machinery. I don't want that. When we were building dog houses with torts, and I wanted nowhere, I didn't want to be near the nail gun, the saw.
I'm sure he was
letting
that. You have
he
it.
Was, absolutely.
I know he was.
I was delegating. Like, he was down there just building and doing everything.
You were just holding
and I'm like,
stuff.
Here you go. Need that over there?
I'm that same guy. I'm just not built that way. I don't got it in me, man.
Did you say I know my truth?
I know my truth.
All right, let's round it out with the fan poll today. We talked a lot earlier in the first segment about Val Kilmer, and you talked about some of your favorite roles. How about the favorite movie? Think of it from a movie perspective. The options on the fan poll today, brought to you by Caster Connection: Heat, The Doors, Tombstone, and Top Gun. Or option 5, your name is Cole Bartemus and you haven't seen a single Val Kilmer movie because you don't watch movies.
Wow.
You don't watch movies at all? You're just not a movie guy?
Really.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen Shawshank like 90 times.
Because I'm more of a TV show guy than I am a movie guy. Are you in that camp? Like you watch TV series more than movies?
Yeah, sitcoms.
Okay.
It's Top Gun. Top Gun 86. It's Iceman. I know he came back for Maverick, but I mean, there's some others, but for me, that's the one. I do think that number 2 for me would be Tombstone on there, because Doc Holliday, his portrayal of that, just being sick the entire movie was something special, but he had some good lines in that movie, too.
Just say it! Just tell me the truth!
Her again.
Just a quick reminder, if you ever miss anything from our show, wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Bet365 is the exclusive sports betting sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Coming up on Common Man and T-Bone, it is Wild Card Wednesday.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Common Man has spent the past 18 years telling you how much he hates people. And yes, that probably means you, too. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $84 on select sets of Ford Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends April 15th. See store for details.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale with same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.50%, APR 6.56% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get mulch ready for the season. Now through April 5th, get 5 bags of red, black, or brown mulch for just $10.95. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your yard with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through HIMS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to HIMS.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, boss asked us to get the Ohio Lottery kiosks ready for the new $20 scratch-off, $2 million extreme cash. With $38 million in total prizes, we had to go big. We had cup holders, monster truck tires, even installed air horns in case somebody reveals the extreme symbol and wins every prize on the scratch-off. Boss thinks the light show's a bit much, but gotta celebrate $2 million top prize winners somehow. So yeah, play $2 million extreme cash from the Ohio Lottery. And if you can tell my boss I did a good job, that'd be cool too. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Broadcasting from